America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it. I'm saying it.
Yeah, kill them. Kill those motherfuckers in a video game. Sorry. Holy shit.
And this is the shit he gets away with on Twitch. My wife got me banned for a week for saying the N-word. But Hassan gets to do all this. Fucking explain that one to me.
This dude just called babies militants.
No, I understand. And there are baby settlers as well. But there are baby settlers as well. There are babies in the settlement.
Do you hear that? There's babies in the settlement, so they're baby settlers. They committed the crime of being born in a settlement. We must get rid of them too. Just tell me, chat, does this look like a musical? Or does this look like a recruitment video for terrorists?
I'm so confused. What is
I'm not about to show you guys an ad for the army, a recruitment video. No, guys. This is a music video. Isn't this the same imagery that they just showed there? Look at that, guys. Guys doing their training. Showing their tactics. Show them shooting the guns now. There's musical guns that they have. Oh, and there they are just living their lives. See, they're normal people. They're normal people.
There's a KFC in Yemen. He's just like us.
Prologue. Why am I making this?
Oh, hi there. It's me, your old friend, Ethan Klein. It's been a while since we've last spoken.
Indeed it has.
I've had 3 kids, all boys. I've lost 100 pounds, and I've pissed off 75% of the internet.
Woo!
You guys today.
Yeah.
We're talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas. Someone should buy. Oh yeah, and I got a tattoo also, so I'm cool like that now.
Yeah, fuck placating the audience, man. Just let old Ethan back.
There was one thing we could all agree on. And what was that? That we love America and everything she stands for.
Not if you had Hassan's audience in your,
criticize and
in your audience.
Things to improve, but I thought it was about making a more perfect union, not tearing it down. The thing is, there's something kind of scary brewing in America.
Communism.
That's America. That's America to me.
I started a show a couple of years ago with my acquaintance, Hassan Piker. You might remember him from such classics as
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it. I'm saying it.
Yeah, kill them. Kill those motherfuckers in a video game. Sorry. Holy shit.
And this is the shit he gets away with on Twitch. My wife got me banned for a week for saying the N-word. But Hassan gets to do all this. Fucking explain that one to me. Oh, it's because I'm not in his inner circle. God, I hope he calls out like all the orbiters and shit in this too. Like, don't just be about Hassan. Please, Ethan. Call out Frogan and Denims and Mike from PA and all these fucking other degenerates that get to just spout the anti-American bullshit while living in a country that makes that possible. Like, America gave you everything you have and you guys just fucking hate them. Jesus. Like, how is this allowed to exist? How is this not just allowed to exist, allowed to also be the biggest fucking thing on the platform?
That's not what I said, you dumb cracker bitch.
and of course, the Leftovers podcast, which was our show, which we made broadly to goof on the antics of the right. Now, to be clear, I knew about all these edgy and controversial jokes.
Yeah, but he's not there to goof on things. He's there to spread his propaganda, man.
Ethan Klein being a delightful human being.
I was just going to say, if there's another Holocaust, if they start rounding up the Jews again, I hope Ben gets killed.
It's round, Ethan. Look, he's round. Looks like somebody could afford the Zimpies. God, it's so weird seeing fat Ethan now. But man, I'm ready for 2015, 2016 Ethan to come back. Unleash the beast, Klein.
He presents himself as someone like me, a left-leaning Democrat who supports basic things.
He calls that hiding his power level.
2 years and everything was good. Everyone was having fun. The audience was having fun. No problem. That was until this happened. We were doing our regular show, and for the first time I noticed an inordinate amount of radical, hardcore leftists. I mean, I thought we were social democrats, not whatever this was. I don't hate the idea of like people who can be successful. I think it's good.
You mean like Hassan?
Can achieve success in the term monetary success. I mean, that's what that means, right? I do. You know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Because I see so many people in the chat saying no.
I don't know what y'all are tripping about. Like, what the fuck do you?
What is the idea
like,
that
you guys,
people
like,
are
just-
looking for?
You guys are all like radical communists? There's
Yes.
that many radical communists? Suck it.
They're called Hassan fans.
You're watching a capitalist pig. Deal with it. And then this happened. This comment from Hassan really started to sound some alarms in my head.
If you're in a socialist country with multiple parties, and one of the parties is a capitalist party, which would surely exist.
Yeah.
What would you do if that party started gaining momentum?
The solution to that would always be education and offering more
Re-education?
re-education, certainly. Yeah. There should
Like re-education camps. Part of me goes, he can't be that stupid. He knows what Ethan's getting at, and he's playing the dumb role as a way to just get away with saying it. And another part of me goes, it's Hassan. Of course he's that stupid. He can be that stupid. Everyone's gonna say, like, how did Ethan not know? Like, all of Hassan's clips are there. It's not like he's not famous and known. But at the same time, if you're not a politics guy, and I'll believe him if he says, like, the point in starting the Leftovers podcast was to just, like, meme and clown on the right. That's H3's claim to fame. That's his whole thing, is just poking fun at stuff. Like, he's not that serious about it. And I'll believe he was a person who wasn't as serious about politics before that show. And that's what, like, turned him, I guess, is 2 years of doing that with Hassan, and then it just getting progressively worse. And now you're just going down a rabbit hole where you're having to constantly defend yourself. You get sucked into the world of politics. So I'll believe him. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I'll believe him. I'll believe he didn't know, that he believed Hassan, because that's Hassan's whole thing. Is he calls it hiding his power level. It's where he presents himself as a social democrat, as like a reasonable person, in order to gain your trust and get in there and get you to start listening to him. And then once he has your ear and he's got your audience and he's earned your, your favor, so to speak, then he slowly starts to take the mask off and become more and more radical. I mean, he's a self-proclaimed propagandist. That's what he does. I can't figure out who he's propagandist for. He's been lately very into terrorism. So I consider, look, I think he's doing it for attention, but I consider the ideas that, I don't think Hassan himself is dangerous, but I think the ideas he's spreading are dangerous because he's got crazy people in his audience. So, of course, like, that's what's going to lead to that. Like, he's not the one out there calling for this stuff, but he's platforming the people that are. So he gets to hide behind I was just reacting to see, like, I don't think he's as dumb as he lets on. I think he's very aware of what he's doing.
be an enforcement mechanism, and in that enforcement mechanism, I think like rehabilitation, which would
And thank you,
include
Thunder, brother.
re-education as well.
If putting capitalists in re-education camps isn't disturbing enough, I started to notice that Hassan was carrying a lot of water for communist states' war crimes and genocide.
What do you call Crimea? I call it a part of Russian territory, bitch. That's what I call Crimea. I call it Crimea River, a Russian river. The annexation of Crimea is absolutely a justifiable annexation. Tibet was literally a fucking feudal slave mandate, like
So
autonomous zone.
China did them a favor.
That was one. I mean, in America, when I say something like this, people get very upset. You know, we talk about the Dalai Lama saying "suck my tongue" or whatever, but like, that's not far from the norm in fucking normal Tibetan existence before.
I mean, he's
the
not
Communist
wrong,
Party
but
came in and took
China,
over.
I don't know if it was the Communist Party that came in and done it, but yeah, it was part of their culture.
Like
well,
these are
their culture.
I don't think the Dalai Lama was a
Basically,
pervert.
they're
I
trying to, you
think
know,
he's just got weird
homogenize
cultures.
the culture.
if your culture.
They're trying to spoil the religion and the
part,
identity.
the part of
and they did them
feudal
a favor.
warlords and slavery, abolishing that. Yes, I do think that that is good.
No, China did them a favor.
This is a good way to describe Taiwan as well. The American federal government going into the fucking South and killing, unfortunately not all of them, but a decent amount of slavers and defenders of slavery. This is violent retribution from a powerful federal government
Tibet was a
that
separate thing.
squashed, okay?
Tibet is the South in the Civil War.
Yes.
and most disturbingly, a complete whitewashing of the Chinese genocide against their Muslim minority group, the Uyghurs.
Don't they have Uyghur death camps? Is that?
It's not a death camp. They were re-education camps, and they are no longer in operation.
Is that
according
true?
to the Associated Press?
Okay. I saw this
But, yeah,
crazy documentary, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, see, I'll believe that Ethan didn't know all this stuff.
About it, but it was about
He's just kind of taking Hassan at his word, and then he's realizing that Hassan is fucking insane. That he has an agenda.
No,
and it's
I'm telling you,
it's borderline terrorism.
Okay, that one is like Shen Yun,
They're like, we
Falun
can
Gong.
get you an organ from a Uyghur. But why is that really that crazy?
The Associated Press quietly fucking wrote an article that didn't get a lot of coverage in mainstream media about how, like, okay, well, you know, all the concentration camps have been closed
Spell
now.
is worthless.
It's like all the re-education camps are closed now in fucking Xinjiang, and it's like very different vibes in Xinjiang. And now, you know, it's the tourism hour.
Let's see what the Associated Press actually had to say about this. These are all AP articles from the last 2 years. UK independent body reports China committed genocide in Xinjiang. China sanctioned a US research firm and 2
Fake news.
for a report about the human rights violations in Xinjiang.
It's the tourism hour.
To China's fury, UN accuses Beijing of Uyghur rights abuses.
Tourism hour.
Uyghur County in China has the highest prison rate in the world. 1 in 20.
Hey, they beat us.
Is in a
Wow.
Chinese prison.
It's the tourism hour.
48 Uyghurs detained in Thailand for almost 11 years are on hunger strike to protest their imminent deportation to China, where they face imprisonment or execution.
Not only does this AP article seem not to exist, reading the AP proved exactly the opposite. Hassan has happily eaten up the Chinese propaganda on this and has regurgitated it to his mainstream audience. Why is he defending China's genocide of their Muslim population? How does this even make sense?
Because the answer is always America bad. If you ever want to know what Hassan's take is going to be, it's whatever's anti-America. Despite America being the country that made his fame, success, and fortune possible, he just has no appreciation for it whatsoever. And in fact, he hates it. This is the only country in the world, by the way, Hassan, where you can make a living hating the country itself, where you can get as far as you have hating the thing that's making your, like, literally biting the hand that feeds. It's fucking disgusting, dude.
If A, he's being paid, or B, he has the political complexities of a 5-year-old. I know America bad is a meme that
yeah,
people
America
laugh
bad.
online, but with Hassan, this does actually seem
That's
to be
his-
the beginning and the end of his analysis.
Yep, you got it.
Let me explain to you.
I swear I didn't pre-watch.
Keep with you. Coming from a person who's
He's just that easy to understand.
Look at a situation in the Middle East. You look at what the local government is and who the Western forces are. Never align with the Western forces. So when I look at other countries,
Yes, never align with the country you're from.
actor, whoever the regional power player is, and then I look at who is backed by the Western superpowers. That's a principle that you could take home with you. If you want to actually be moral, or if you want to be smart about the way you analyze.
It's just radicalizing teens on Twitch on the daily.
Basic principle that you can take home with you. All of a sudden, magically, you are above on your foreign policy analysis. You're going to be better off than 90% of people that look at the situation.
After seeing all of this, I was already getting uncomfortable with our partnership.
I started to wonder if I had any idea who this guy actually is.
And then, this happened.
We have breaking news out of Israel this morning, where Hamas has launched a surprise attack within Israel's borders overnight.
After the shock of October 7th, I noticed a huge increase of anti-Semitic comments, including from his head mod. I was disturbed that Hassan was seemingly okay with this.
Seemingly okay with it. He's cheering it on.
Your chat is calling me racist. Do you make any attempt to modify?
I have not looked at my chat.
Moderate that
I
at
have
all?
not looked at my chat at all. But
I just opened it, but don't you have moderators? Do you care at all about what your audience says about me?
There's 32,000 people in here right now.
I'm just trying to tell you guys how it feels. And I'm fucking shocked that you don't care that people in your chat are saying, who the fuck is this child? Cold, arrogant,
Ethan,
as fuck.
I love you, but there's only so much I can do.
How can you be surprised when your Discord is literally full of fucking...
Ethan, I love you, but there's only
shit
so much
about
I can
Matt.
do if you're making that argument. You know that, right? Like,
Hassan's chat had been...
What do you mean there's only so much you can do? You can moderate your fucking chat.
Maybe it is unreasonable that I'm asking him to moderate his chat for a friend. He doesn't even know.
What do you mean there's so much you can do? There's fucking automated tools that you can use. You can use the tool to fucking, like, edit out words. So that if someone uses specific phrases or like he makes zero effort to modify his chat because he secretly agrees with them. Like this is what he does. If you disagree with him, his audience, his cult-like following is trained to just like pounce on anyone that disagrees with Hassan. That's the truth. Doesn't matter if it's Ethan or Destiny or Pierce Morgan or whoever. Like it's just enter their chat and destroy them. Just brigade everyone constantly. They're radical. It's a cult. It's not just a cult-like following. All of his followers have the mentality of people in a cult. Jesus Christ.
Know where I'm coming from because it's not something he would ever ask for.
And all these other content creators actually, you know, whipping their communities when their chat is going fucking absolutely bananas over random dumb shit. And bringing my name up for no fucking reason. That you were just allowing that shit to run rampant in your chat, and I thought that was fucked up.
Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do.
Especially as someone who thought we were fucking friends. I think that's a reasonable expectation for someone who you consider to be a friend.
The problem wasn't that he was pro-Palestinian, because I share a lot of those views, and I've been a stalwart supporter of the Palestinian cause for many years. The problem with Hassan's coverage, and a lot of people like him, was their complete lack of empathy for the Jewish people who were frankly slaughtered by Hamas. He refused to show even a crumb of empathy for the Jewish victims. But listen to what this guy has to say.
And as you might have seen, there was some sort of rave or desert party where they were having a great time until the resistance came in electrified hang gliders and
what?
Several dozen hipsters. But I'm sure they're doing very fine despite what the New York Post says. But nobody had seen this coming.
I mean, that's insane.
I haven't even... Yeah, okay.
What?
Like...
Because he agrees with it.
Criticizing people, you don't have to comment if you're not comfortable about it. I honestly felt at times that he and his audience barely thought of Israelis as humans. This dude just called babies militants.
No, I understand. And there are baby settlers as well. But there are baby settlers as well. There are babies in the settlements.
Part of running...
No, that's not...
...is downplaying
oh my God.
The violence, specifically the sexual violence, which he's done.
Do you hear that? There's babies in the settlement, so they're baby settlers. They committed the crime of being born in a settlement. We must get rid of them too. It's funny to watch Ethan like slowly come to terms with it on the podcast as he sees like how crazy this shit is that he's saying. And then he's like slowly comes to terms with it. All leading to this content nuke, but goddamn, like I want to give you the benefit of the doubt, Ethan, I do. But man, the writing is on the wall with him pretty early. Like, I know he tries to play dumb, but holy shit. All right, there we go.
A lot of.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th. Like, that doesn't change the
doesn't
dynamic
matter
for me even this much. So that's the
believe all women until they're
contend with, like,
on the other side.
The Palestinian resistance
until they're women on the side that we don't like.
They're not like so good. They have magical bullets.
His go-to argument: it's not perfect. So that excuses all the bad things they do.
Not like so good. They have magical bullets. It's not perfect.
Of course, if you compare the raw numbers, Gazans have lost a lot more than Israelis. 40,000 people have died, and neighborhoods have been completely...
He don't care about them, though.
...during this war.
Yeah, he don't care about them, though.
We should keep their plight at the top of our minds at all time. It also doesn't mean that we should disregard the lives of the Jewish people who are also affected by this, even if...
Disregard the lives of the Jewish people? What Jewish people? We don't hate the Jews. We're not disregarding the Jewish people, Ethan, but those Zionists. Jesus fuck.
Their suffering on the whole is not as great. Some of you may know that I'm an Israeli dual citizen. My wife is Israeli, my kids are half Israeli, and my entire in-law is Israeli. I lived there for 5 years, and I grew a closeness with the country and its people. One of the biggest issues between me, Hassan, and his community was that I am in favor of a two-state solution while they are in favor of a one-state solution. Their theory is that after the October 7th attack, Israel should just dissolve its borders and let Hamas enter Israel unrestrained.
Borders.
What do you think Israel should have done
How would that
in
work?
response to October 7th?
Instead of indiscriminately bombing Gaza, I think the first thing to do in that situation would be to dismantle the government in the way that it existed, like get Netanyahu out of power.
Okay. So you're saying Israel in
85%.
response... Hold on, dude. You're saying in response to this terrorist attack, Israel should have dismantled their own government.
First set of actions would be to democratically take Netanyahu out of power. Yes.
The problem is that Israel's been at war with its neighbors for 70 plus years, and it makes a lot of sense that there be some distrust there. Is it really insane to think that Jews, as an ethnic minority in Israel, would not be safe? After all, Israel is a country of refugees. If the Jews didn't come from Europe after the Holocaust, they came from the surrounding Arab countries that expelled them in massive amounts following the 1948 war. In fact, there was more Jews displaced than Palestinians during the Nakba. 1 million Jews. All of these surrounding Arab countries had vibrant Jewish communities in huge number, hundreds of thousands. Now, if you look at them, you're looking at close to, if not literally, 0 Jews left in these countries.
Just to give you an idea, here's a visual representation of the Jewish refugees after 1948. Morocco had 265,000 Jews. Now it has 2,000. Algeria had 140,000. Now it has about 50. Iraq had 150,000 Jews. Now 10. And I want to give a special shout out to my boy over in Afghanistan, one known Jew. We know him. We love him. He's the one Afghan Jew.
There were
There's one, a total of one.
The property and migrate to the only place in the world that would accept them, which was Israel. The irony of this whole situation is that after the 1948 war, when Israel won the war to declare its independence, the Arab countries got super anti-Semitic against their own Jewish citizenry that had nothing to do with Israel. And as a result, they kicked them all out, 1 million plus of them, and forced them to go the one place they hated the most, Israel. And now those same people that forced them out of their homes are telling them they don't belong there. So if the Jews of Israel are surrounded by Islamic militant terrorist groups that have stated their goal is to annihilate Israel as a Jewish state, and considering the historical context of
check that other room.
Jews being pogromed from Arab countries, is it really that crazy for them to not feel safe as an ethnic minority, even a little bit? And that's pretty much the entirety of our disagreement. Despite what you've read on TikTok and Twitter, I've donated $6,500 to a Palestinian charity after the war started.
Hey, Ethan Klein, thank you for the dono. Ethan Klein gave $6,500. My goat. Thank you, Ethan.
Condemned Netanyahu as a war criminal. They're led by Netanyahu, who should resign in disgrace and go to prison for being a war criminal. Called the West Bank settlements an abomination. Settlers in the West Bank are religious zealots, they're monsters, they're genocidal. I've even said the West Bank settlers are valid military.
Like, the word genocide doesn't mean anything anymore. Like, everything's a genocide to these people. They call everyone genocidal. It's a genocide. You genocidal, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's one of those words that gets overused so much that it's, like, lost all meaning. Like the word... Well, like calling someone a PDF file or a groomer. It's just like you reach a point where it doesn't mean anything because everyone gets called that so many times that like no one knows what it means anymore. I don't even think these people could define the word genocide without having to Google it first.
Targets. When you talk about like colonial settlers and stuff, like that's what's actually happening in the West Bank right now. And these people are more or less valid military targets, in my opinion. My only crime is wanting a two-state solution.
Jesus, there's comments.
And thinking it's not okay to kill Israeli civilians.
These people are insane.
That's why they're calling me a Nazi Zionist. And because of Hassan and others spreading this malicious lie about my beliefs, I'm even getting harassed on the street.
So how come you don't like Palestine?
I like Palestine.
No, you don't.
Why do you say that?
Because, bro, you're... wasn't she in the IDF?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna guess what happens now. I haven't seen Hassan's reaction to this, or his orbiters. That's clearly a Hassan fan. But they're gonna say that he's not a Hassan fan, that they don't know that guy. He's clearly a fan of, I don't know, Nick Fuentes or some shit, Sneeko or something. Who the fuck knows? Just anyone other than Hassan, basically. They're gonna distance themselves from him.
oh, damn, that's crazy.
They're not gonna take responsibility for anything ever.
That's terrorism, bro.
She was born there.
That's sad. Feel bad for you guys. Ethan Klein, bro, you're ugly as fuck, bro. You're ugly as shit. You look like a rapist, bro.
Look in the fucking...
Oh, there he is.
Rapist, Ethan.
There he is. That's the guy who called Ethan ugly and said he looks like a rapist. Does that look like the face of a non-rapist to you? Looks like a normal guy's face, right? I mean, compared to Ethan. Answer me honestly. It's a dark night. You're in an alley. You're leaving a bar. You're a little drunk. Turn around, you notice your friends went out a different door. You're in that, and now you can't go back in the bar because it locked behind you. It's one of those doors that only has a handle on one side. So now you got to walk down the alleyway, try to catch up with your friends, and you run across this guy. And then that same scenario, you run across Ethan. Which one are you going to be more afraid of? Which one do you think has a higher probability of fucking raping you? This douchebag? Right here? Or Ethan Klein? I mean, I think I can take Ethan Klein. I don't know if I can take that guy. That guy doesn't look like his elevator goes all the way to the top. Just saying.
Fuck, bro, you're ugly as shit. You look like a rapist, bro. I'm tired of all these coward Americans in the South trying to act like they're so...
The way he talks, man, that cadence, the slow voice, all of that. I was right. That elevator don't go all the way to the top. I forgot it. Didn't Ethan like interview him on his podcast too, to get like the reaction to him? Yeah, like the guy is. His eyes aren't even like lined up properly. Look at that. That's a hell of a way to pause that, isn't it? Look at that fucking face. Look at that fucking face. This is a guy who, I don't want to say Down syndrome, but something's missing up there. It's definitely some issues. Jesus fuck. These are the people who watch Hassan and obsess over him. Like this dude is straight up fucking radical. All of these people are.
Tough. Oh, I'm American. Oh, you don't even run your own country. You don't run your own country, bro. You don't.
Who does then?
A foreign country named Israel runs your country. Oh my.
How? How does Israel run us? They're constantly asking us for I don't understand. I don't understand. He's not going to make an argument or anything to support this, is he? It's just, oh, Jesus Christ. These people are insane. These people are just straight up insane. Like, they're totally obsessed with the Middle East and politics. You could be doing so much different with your life. Why is this what you've chose to do? Like, oh. And yeah, here's a video of him just completely fucking glazing Hassan. And they're going to pretend like they don't know the guy. I guarantee it. Without seeing the reaction, I guarantee they're going to pretend like they don't know him. Thank you, Thunder.
I have to interview you. You're my hero, bro. I love you. Bro, you're the coolest guy in the world, bro.
Even Hassan is weirded out by him.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Hold on, I think I look gay in that one.
Okay.
It's a funny thing about me. I don't like terrorism, and I don't like terrorists. If they're Jews,
I agree.
Christians,
I don't
Muslims, they're all bad. What is terrorism? It's intentionally targeting civilian population for political goals. I don't like it. None of it.
No one should.
Over time, I started to learn that
It's a reasonable stance.
He really likes terrorists.
Oh, this was fucking wild, dude. Again, I got a 7-day ban because my wife said the N-word one time. And I got a 7-day ban. He is straight up watching a fucking terrorist recruitment video. Just terrorist propaganda. And he just like submits his poor friend to it. His friend comes over to his house. He's like, check out this music video. I remember this when it happened. And then he fucking played. And then he just left the room. And it leaves this guy to go, what the fuck am I watching? Yeah, just instantly subjecting him to fucking terrorist recruitment videos and shit. Holy fuck.
They do musicals. They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Dog, what do you look? You think I made this?
This isn't music. I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hassan.
They're taking over these ships. They started targeting the ships.
People on this helicopter right now?
Yes.
They're streaming this?
Yeah. Yeah. They're flexing.
What? And they're coming in hot with guns.
Yeah, but you have to understand, this is a deterrent. We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
Hezbollah is a paramilitary organization.
Do we like them or no?
Yeah, like his friend doesn't know anything about politics. He's just like, what are they? What is this?
Like they're designated.
Wait. He's like, do what now? They're terrorists?
I do not like them then.
He's making it very clear. No.
Is a pretty brilliant a person in terms of like everything that he's done.
Then I saw clips like this where Hassan is explaining how he's hiding his power level.
Yeah.
In normies into radicalized.
Yeah, that's his tactic.
I think.
So this is where I give Ethan a little bit of the benefit of the doubt because this is all known stuff about Hassan Piker if you were familiar with him. But, Ethan didn't do any research before letting him on the podcast. That is kind of on him. You should do your research on the person. But I can get wanting to give him the benefit of the doubt because you don't want to believe that someone's that radical and just the biggest streamer on Twitch. Like, you want to believe that people are just exaggerating. So, and then you meet with the guy and he tells you, maybe Ethan did question him on this stuff and he tells him, no, I'm a social democrat. It's not that bad. People are clipping me out of context. Maybe he tried to explain it away. And then he did all of the things those people warned you would do, like hiding his power level, where he pretends to be more reasonable than he is. And then once he's earned your trust, he just goes full mask off, which is how things ended with Ethan.
That in the short term, in order to combat against that, you have to advocate for a much lighter form.
Yeah, you have to advocate for a lighter form of
propaganda. You want America, in the way that I feel about it, and if you want America to get out of the way for places with more revolutionary potential to do what they would normally do, I think that, one thing you have to do is advocate for a lighter form while simultaneously still doing agitated propaganda that goes beyond
Thanks, Andrew.
Right, social democratic idea.
I just wanted to put emphasis on the exact point of the so-called radicalization funnel where, for example, Hassan and JT catch them while they're young, as they say.
Talking about indoctrinating children.
It's a new idea.
Radicalizing children.
Move forwards through the funnel, get more and more informed, get more and more radicalized. You do your part in the funnel for the cause or whatever the fuck you want to call it. You're doing, in my modest opinion, a great thing for the cause.
Now listen.
Yeah, you're doing a great thing for the cause. You're radicalizing all those kids on Twitch. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about radicalizing children. That's the great thing he's doing for the cause.
To Hassan during our very first conversation lied to me about how he's a social democrat to hide his power.
Yeah, he's hiding his power level.
We should move towards a Sweden-style economy or a Norway-style economy, which would be a social democracy. You have to advocate for a much lighter form of propaganda with robust social safety nets.
Called radicalization funnel, catch them while they're young, as they say.
And protections for workers like higher unionization rates. A lighter form while simultaneously still doing agitated propaganda that goes beyond social democratic ideas.
Hell, he's proclaimed it loudly that he is a self-described propagandist.
Yeah.
Well, no.
For the record.
Yeah, he doesn't hide the fact that he's pushing propaganda.
I'm going to play you.
I'm saying I am.
Okay, well then I want to
I'm saying I am.
I just
before
want to
you even play it.
A propagandist is much more than someone with a bias. It's someone who knowingly lies to further their political agenda.
And then I had a terrifying vision. Had I been duped? Was Hassan presenting a Trojan horse to my community, where he was just a left-leaning Democrat like myself, and as he said in the previous video, was funneling them into radicalization.
Oh yeah, he was already radical before you met him. It didn't happen while he was on your podcast.
On the fucking planet, dude.
I learned how much he hates liberals.
Dude, I hate liberals, dude. I hate them. I hate them so.
So the way he's presenting this does make him look bad, because it does make him look like he didn't do his research before, you know, actually starting a podcast with a guy. But I want to give the benefit of the doubt and say maybe he saw some clips, and then Hassan did the whole I'm being taken out of context thing, and he sat down, you know, because they definitely talked before doing the podcast, and I'm guessing Hassan did a pretty good job of, I mean, it's probably twofold. He probably did a pretty good job of presenting himself so that, you know, and Ethan could relate to him being taken out of context and people on the internet overreacting, so they probably connected there. And then two, the idea of like combining both of their audiences for this one massive audience. The money potential was probably too big. The money and exposure potential they could both make off of it. And they did to a certain extent until Hassan just couldn't keep the mask on.
So viciously.
Did he secretly despise me this whole time?
I'm sorry, dude. I hate liberals so much.
Did this man sit next to me for 2 years and pretend to be my friend?
Dude, liberals are a burden on this planet, dude.
Liberals are the most like scummy, vile, fucking idiots. Liberals are incredibly stupid. I hate these petulant liberals, dumb fucking liberals.
What else is someone this sociopathic capable of?
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the fucking planet, dude.
Was I being manipulated this whole time?
Yeah, that's what he would call it.
That was my fear anyway. Regardless of his true beliefs, that broke my trust in him, and I pretty much ended the show immediately. And I felt guilty for my participation in mainstreaming.
So as much as you guys can probably hate Ethan, there are a lot of reasons too. I'll give him credit where credit's due here. Most people would have looked the other way and kept playing the dumb card and continued the show. They wouldn't have wanted to cancel the show over it. They'd have just like give some pushback on the show, but they'd have tried to keep it light in the name of making money. But guy has principles. Guy has a standard he wants to uphold. He gave up on all that money-making potential and lost a good chunk of his audience and everything to stand by that. And you know what? For that, he's got my respect. And that part of his audience that he undoubtedly shed when that was over, because all of Hassan's fucking fans are going to go back to Hassan and they're going to hate Ethan and they're going to leave hate comments. Like, you're going to see his numbers drop. I don't know if he's going to talk about that here or not, but you're definitely going to see his numbers drop. And to them, I say good riddance. Like, do you really want that in your audience? Like, Ethan's got enough money and his audience is big enough that he can take the hit. Like, it's not going to be the end of his career. And in a way, it shows after that show's over, because this whole podcast changed and old Ethan's coming back. Like it's time. He's done playing pretend, because playing pretend got him more mainstream appeal and it got him a bigger audience, but it also got him in bed with that. And he started weighing his options and realizing that shit ain't fucking worth it.
Hassan. And for that, I apologize. I should have done more research, and I should have looked more deeply.
Yeah, okay, so he is going to take responsibility for. Yep, he is going to take responsibility for that. Okay.
The show ended. I continue to watch Hassan platform, promote, and propagandize terrorist organizations. And every time it happened on Twitch, I would say, man, this time surely he went too far, and someone's got to do something. But as the time went on, nothing happened, and his views got more and more radical and more disturbing. I feel it's my obligation.
Yeah, he probably has gotten worse over time, too.
To take this on.
You have to keep in mind that they did that podcast for 2 years. Everybody looks at all the crazy stuff that Hassan's done now, and they're like, how do you not know? And I'm like, well, a lot of the crazier stuff didn't come out until, like, halfway through the podcast or toward the end of the podcast. So when it started at the beginning, he had his moments, but he wasn't as, like, extreme as he's become here lately. So it did happen over time. Like, he got worse as the show went on, and Ethan took note of that and ended the show. So if you're a Hassan fan, then you're going to hate that, and you're going to hate Ethan. But if you're not a Hassan fan, then you got to give credit where credit's due to Ethan, because not a lot of people, like, would put their foot down to that much clout, you know?
So it was war. Nuclear war.
I stand before you following the footsteps of intellectual giants.
One thing we've been hearing for weeks.
But a simple man.
Now,
a simple man who understands right from wrong.
Yeah.
you're an important, influential voice to a lot of people.
I'm an idiot, I'm a dumb bimbo, I don't know what I'm talking about.
And there are some things
I've gotten numb to criticism, like it's not. As a matter of fact, I seek it out now because I make content out of it. I think it's funny and fun.
No, it's not. Your ego's so fucking fragile.
And there are baby settlers as well.
Can you just shut the fuck up, blood? Jesus. Oh my God. When you play it all back to back like that, yeah.
Fucking rapes happen.
So where's my follower?
Meanwhile, at Twitch HQ, the marketing team is strategizing on a new advertising vertical.
My friends at Twitch headquarters, the executives, the influencers, Hassan, nice to see you, Frogan, front row. I am here to present to you an extraordinarily exciting opportunity. We have not tapped this market yet. Now don't panic, okay? Because you're gonna wanna panic when I tell you, but listen and learn. Who's billions of dollars, eager to spend it? And what, people are too cowardly to reach out and take the money?
Not us.
Terrorism. Terrorism. Twitch is perfect. You could broadcast it straight into the veins of 18 to 35-year-old men. So here's what I suggest. Hassan Piker. Yeah, we'll get drinks after the show. No, you. He's such a great guy. No, you. Give it up for Hassan Piker, everybody. Happy birthday, buddy. This dude can package anti-Semitism and anti-Americanism like nobody else. In fact, you guys got him on the front page. And he's doing terrorism for free. Basically, John.
He's doing it for free.
Brogan, you look good today, girl.
Babe.
Girl, you look good. Great job on that Arab.
Okay, so he is gonna call out Frogan and them.
That was good. How much we get for that? Yo, you got 10 million from Qatar for that? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Twitch. Here's the thing, with help from people like Hassan, terrorism is like in the eyes of the beholder, right? They're not terrorists, they're, go ahead, he knows. Freedom fighters, guys. We are fighting for freedom. What about the rapes and the murders? Don't mention that. What's wrong with you?
Don't mention that.
Isn't not perfect. Right? You gotta crack some eggs, man. Hassan, you know Socialism didn't buy you that car.
That's right. It wasn't socialism.
Communism would be in 2024. I wouldn't have bothered with this shit. Really. Abortion is the symbol of the capitalist excess. What the fuck is
Yeah, he's the fucking poster child for capitalism, talking about how much he hates capitalism.
Forget a religion. Hassan is the opiate of the masses. Straight to the gulag for anyone.
Straight to the gulag with this one.
Or that designer dog.
This breeds
designer dog.
Price. Chow Chows shed all your...
Very cute, by the way, but those are expensive. The point is, we have the biggest political streamer on our platform that is influencing media and influencing young kids everywhere. If we can normalize terrorism, if we could rebrand it, then fuck the US Navy. You know how much those guys don't pay shit. You see the Army ads on Twitch? The Army, it's fucking broke, dude. I'll tell you who loves America more than the Army. Qatar. Well, I don't know if love's the right word, but they're paying more. Good CPMs coming out of Qatar. But you kids love anime,
Jesus.
Right? Can't get enough of it. I mean, look at what we've already done with Hassan. You're the fucking man, dude. Happy birthday again, man. No, we got.
Oh yeah, they did all sing him happy birthday, didn't they?
No, don't do it. Let's wait.
Like, how much more blatant can you be with your favoritism on your platform than to make all those poor employees sing happy birthday to one of your fucking streamers? Jesus Christ. Yeah, Ethan lost weight, man. He discovered the Ozempics. He got the Zempics. Dude, like, Hassan's streams come off like a manifesto of someone who's about to perform a terrorist attack. Like, if you put the words he says from his streams into fucking writing, they'd be a manifesto the FBI would fucking be looking at as, like, domestic terrorism. But this dude's front page of Twitch and he can't get banned. Like, he can just do whatever he wants. I get banned for a week because my wife says the N-word. Hassan gets to straight up play terrorist propaganda for people. He's just straight up watching fucking terrorist recruitment videos on stream. And screaming, calling for the deaths of people, and he tweeted like schematics for a homemade gun and then tagged a politician in it. How is the FBI like not already looking at this dude? It's insane.
Who are you kidding? This guy's a fucking terrorist.
Yeah, he's terrorist.
Tweeting out he wants to kill Jews and put their heads on pikes. And somehow, not somehow, because of his genius, we have rebranded the Houthi fucking pirates, the Houthi terrorist organization. Yeah, the Islamic fundamentalists. Death to America, curse upon the Jews. That's right. That's the Jolly Roger of this man here. None other than Monkey D. Luffy. So let's get out there, guys, and let's make 2025 our biggest year, guys. Come on, guys. The resistance isn't perfect. The resistance isn't perfect. Yeah, let's get them. If you want to know where on the political spectrum Hassan sits, take a look at a recent media analysis by Ad Fonte, which rated Hassan as the most extreme left-wing, untrustworthy media source on the internet. And to give you an idea, he is opposite of InfoWars. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Hassan loves.
He's the InfoWars of the left.
But what I will say is that
he's on par with Alex fucking Jones, man.
Let's start with our good friend Luffy here and his organization, the Houthis. And yes, this is what it looks like. They are hiling Hitler. The Houthis are an Islamic military group. They're known for their cruel measures, forcibly recruiting child soldiers, shelling civilian areas, and blocking food from entering already famine-ruined parts of Yemen. They've also set up landmines in agricultural spots, making the fields virtually worthless. Women have virtually no rights, and homosexuality, of course, is punishable by death. That lines up with leftist values. Now, just how little rights do women in the Houthis' Yemen have? Well, according to this, there's been 1,181 violations committed by Houthi rebels against women, including torture, rape, and murder. So...
Oh, but he denies the rape, though.
A very wholesome flag, as you can see here. It says, translated, Allah Akbar, death to America, death to Israel, and a curse upon the Jews. And that's all of them, not just the ones in Israel. And of course, victory to Islam. I get amused when these terrorists are like, we hate Jews. We want to kill Jews. And then people like Hassan are like, you're fucking racist for saying that they just want to kill Jews and that they're terrorists, man.
What you meant to say is Hezbollah is Muslim.
You're not thinking deep enough about this topic.
My criticisms of the Houthis' slogan do not factor in to what they are doing. Of course, it is anti-Semitic, but contextualizing it matters. Yeah, it's really interesting because, like, that is such Western-focused propaganda. Like, for a Palestinian to arrive at anti-Semitic opinions, okay, they don't need to read Mein Kampf.
So you're basically admitting that... What?
Oh, I almost forgot the most fun one. They brought back slavery.
We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do.
That lines up with...
That's what Luffy would do.
All right, so
slaves.
Are clearly the bad guys. So my question is, how does Hassan cover such a genocidal, violent...
Yeah, he's a journalist, remember?
Homophobic, terroristic organization?
Oh, you want to see a Houthi musical? Sure.
He called it a musical. He called it a musical. I don't understand how he's not being watched by like the FBI at this point. He's about to show. Tell me this doesn't look like a fucking. Just tell me, chat. Does this look like a musical, or does this look like a recruitment video for terrorists? What they show to get young kids involved in their organization and build their numbers. Tell me which this looks like.
By the way, just so you know, these fucking musically gifted individuals.
They're musically gifted.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Let's hear that music video.
I'm gonna grab my food. Yeah.
And then he just leaves his friend to watch it.
I'm so confused. What is
If it's a musical, what's the story here? What's the plot? Look, his friend is like, what the fuck am I looking at? Yeah.
Hassan just played straight up terrorist propaganda without even being there to analyze it. Surely this
Yep, just left his friend to watch it.
Service. Twitch does not allow content that depicts, glorifies, encourages, or supports terrorism or violent extremist actors. For example, displaying or linking terrorist or extremist propaganda even for the purpose of denouncing such content.
How is that not a direct violation of their own terms of service? Or do you guys think that Twitch rewrote the terms of service after Hassan decided that he was going to make playing terrorist propaganda part of his content? Let's see which one happened.
Denouncing? Okay, but what's the rule for endorsing it? Is that okay?
Oh.
Is yes. As Hassan.
Apparently, yeah, it's okay to endorse it.
Violation of Twitch community guidelines. Got it. So denouncing terrorism is bad. Don't do that. Endorsing terrorism is good. Okay, got it, Twitch.
What is going on? Jesus fuck.
Can you explain this? This is a 3-minute video of. What do you mean a music video?
Yeah, what do you mean?
I'm expecting like bad example, Chris Brown dancing, you know.
No. They do like they do musicals. They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Dog, what do you look? You think I made this?
This isn't music. I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hassan.
No, it is. They do musicals about like their fucking like their actions all the time.
About their actions. Okay. So you know what? Let's take Hassan at his word and say that that's the music video. They're just making music videos about their actions. All right. So tell me, this is a music video, right? Remember, the fucking army does these. We do this. We've been doing this since before Hassan was born. Here we go. We even make our own music. Look, we're a musical people. This isn't. I'm not about to show you guys an ad for the army, a recruitment video. No, guys. This is a music video. Back in the fucking 70s.
We do more before 9 a.m. than most people do all day.
It's just a music video, guys.
Hey, First Sergeant. Good morning.
Look at this. It's a whole compilation of them. Isn't this the same imagery that they just showed there? Look at that, guys. Guys doing their training. Showing their tactics. Show them shooting the guns now. There's musical guns that they have. Oh, and there they are just living their lives. See, they're normal people. They're normal people. See, this is American propaganda. Those are the kind of pitiful excuses that'll let you get away with breaking Twitch terms of service, apparently.
Hold on, I've got this. Instead of terrorist propaganda, let's call it musicals.
Yeah, there you go.
Instead of violent.
That wasn't an army commercial. It was a musical.
Musically talented people.
They're very musical.
Yeah, they weren't soldiers in that video that we just watched. Those were American musicians.
Use our brains. Fiddler on the Roof. Wicked. Alexander Hamilton, man. There's no reason we can't put these Houthis on Broadway.
Well, they go, listen, you want to fucking bring a ship through here? We're going to take it. So that's exactly what the Houthis start doing.
It's the epic rap battles of the Middle East.
Helicopters onto fucking ships. Bro, they fucking, look at this. They got the Palestinian flag that they painted under the helicopter with the Yemen flag. They fucking they start overtaking the ships. And they're like, guess what, dog? No more trade to Israel. If you are sending ships into Israel, if you are owned by an Israeli subsidiary, if you're owned by an Israeli corporation, we're going to take over your ship. You cannot fucking use this trade route anymore. Guess what, bitch? It's our fucking territorial boundary, and we're going to enforce this until you stop doing genocide in Gaza.
So let's review his claims. His first claim is that the boat is headed for Israel. It's not. It's going from Turkey to India. Next claim is that it's owned by an Israeli company. It's not. It's being chartered by a Japanese company, and the boat's owners are registered in the Isle of Man. I'd like to remind everybody that the crew that's kidnapped in this video has been missing for over a year now with zero updates on their health, whereabouts, or anything.
Okay, quick update. I'm not going to say he's wrong in the video because if I'm not mistaken, he spent like months making this video. So this was probably made before it happened. But recently they did find those people and they did broker a deal to get them back. But they were taken, their ship was taken over and they were just missing for about 18 months. So it was over a year. That's probably something he's going to point out. That's probably something they're going to use to argue and to be like, oh, you got it wrong. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Well, I mean, it's wrong in the video, but I'm sure we'll watch their responses to it after this because I think like Hassan's responded after this, and then I think Ethan responded to Hassan's response. So we'll watch the full saga here. I'm pretty sure that he corrects himself then and explains that, yeah, well, they weren't found at the time I made the video. But regardless of whether or not they brokered a deal for those people's safe return, taking a ship over with guns and forcing people to do TikToks and shit at gunpoint to act like they're your friends, and then having their families not know where they are and them disappear for 18 fucking months. Yeah, does that sound like the thing the good guys do? Or does that sound like an act of terrorism? Let's hear what Hassan says about it.
Lines up with leftist values. Hassan's third claim is that this attack happened in their territorial waters, which is also a lie. It happened in international waters. Hassan is lying for the Houthis like he's being paid. And honestly, at this point,
he might be.
Is he?
Is he?
Propagandist.
Well, no.
For the record.
No, I'm not calling
I'm a
you that.
propagandist.
This is like a
I'm not calling you a propagandist. No, I'm calling you a propagandist.
Yeah, they're flexing.
What? And they're coming in hot with guns.
Yeah, but you have to understand.
Yeah, that's them taking over the ship.
Israeli society is going to start getting upset. They're going to be like, I can't get my treats. I can't get my Amazon Prime deliveries. What the fuck is going on? I hate this. Israel sucks. I'm leaving Israel. That's the goal.
I find it disturbing that Hassan thinks that a slowdown of imports is going to cause Jews to flee Israel. 80% of Israelis were born there and do not have citizenship anywhere else. So where do you want them to go, Hassan? Back to Poland or back to the Arab countries they were forced out of?
You go back where you came from.
Israel, that's the goal.
By telling the Jews of Israel to go back where they came from, Hassan attempts to deny Jewish heritage in the Middle East. It characterizes them not as indigenous, but as white colonizers.
How is that not terrorism?
60% of Jews
How is that not terrorism? This looks like the opening to a fucking COD. This looks like the opening to a new COD game, only from the perspective of the bad guys. This is what happens in the opening cutscene to the game, and then your mission is to go reclaim the boat. That's when the Americans come in and take care of the terrorists. These are the guys that we would be shooting at in a COD game. How is this not... Okay.
Native to the Middle East.
This is wild.
So these guys did all of this, right? They did all of this.
Is that their helicopter?
Yeah.
That looks like a legit helicopter.
It is a legit helicopter.
Yeah, they've got military-grade weapons.
This is wild.
So they take it over. And they tell the people in the ship, usually like mostly Filipino people, Filipino crews.
They have to blur it. It's so.
They're like, all right, well, we got no problems with you,
I can't show it on YouTube, but it was okay for Twitch.
Incredible way to characterize having a gun in your face.
Yeah, they were just being nice.
Asking us not to believe our own eyes as we watch terrorists hostilely kidnap the crew.
We got no problems with you, but you're coming with us. We're taking over the ship.
And once again, the crew is still MIA for over a year. Prisoners to a terrorist organization. But don't worry, guys. Hassan says they have no problem with them.
They're like, all right, well, we got no problems with you, but you're coming with us.
The fucking Seinfeld sting, man.
But you're coming with us.
This is a 3-minute video of what do you do in music video? When you use a music video, I'm expecting like
his poor friend.
I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hassan.
At least he just didn't sit there and take it. He did call him out and be like, no, that's not what this is. It's not a music video. Yeah, his friend's just dumbfounded.
I bet Hassan's friend really...
Because if it would have been me there, I would have been like, well, can I show you an American music video then? And I would have pulled up the Army commercial. But his friend's just probably not that bright, and he's not a political guy. He's just probably dumbfounded and scared because he doesn't want people to start calling him a terrorist after this. He's just straight up flabbergasted, didn't know what to do. What do I do? I'm being shown terrorist propaganda. I don't know what to say to this. I have to say no to it, but just, yeah. Just caught completely on the spot. I feel for the guy.
Really appreciated being fed terrorist propaganda on camera. Let's see what he had to say.
Oh, here we go.
Even a couple days ago, I was hanging out with my buddy Hassan,
And this guy unironically put a terrorist propaganda music video on and then left the room.
Left the room.
Yeah, just left the room.
The thing is, like, in hindsight, it's hilarious, you know. But at the same time, I'm like, what is going on here? This is wild to me.
Yeah.
But like, I just, and like, he was like, yo, they're such great dancers. Look how
Oh
good.
my god.
I was like, okay.
Wait, is that how it works? If you watch like a politics TikTok, you get recommended Hassan right after? Is that how it works? Bro, he's all over this page.
Yeah, for some reason, like every platform promotes the shit out of him too.
Click it.
This is insane,
man.
This is like if every fucking, like if you could go back in time and give social media to a different time period in history, this would be the equivalent of like every social media company in America promoting Charles Manson. Just promoting someone extreme, promoting the fucking Unabomber, and everybody just being like, "Did you see his TikTok though?" It's the only thing that's gonna stop him. Like the only thing that's gonna stop this, unfortunately, at this point, like will either be the FBI like actually just like trying to put a stop to him. But I mean, unfortunately, he has freedom of speech. Well, not unfortunately for freedom of speech. Everyone should have that. But unfortunately, something drastic has to happen for them to step in and want to stop his right to freedom of speech. And by something drastic, I mean Hassan himself probably isn't going to do anything, but one of his followers, one of those fucking crazy radical cult-like followers of his, he's going to get one of them worked up enough that they're going to do something, and they're going to write a manifesto, and they're going to go on a shooting spree, or they're going to do some terrorist act, and they're going to cite Hassan as the reason, as where they got all their information, as the source of the information that led to them doing this. They're going to cite him, and then they're going to fucking write a manifesto, and then they're going to go investigate this guy's house, and they're going to look over this guy's stuff, and they're going to see that like his fucking history on his Chrome browser is just Hassan stream after Hassan stream, and there's going to be clip after clip of this, and maybe the FBI might look into Hassan and be like, how the fuck did this happen? But unfortunately, for them to like actually crack down and do something, they're gonna have to like, it's gonna have to cross over into the realm of reality and get off of just internet stuff.
So I don't know if we can.
Here's another incident.
Yeah, like he's scared to even play the videos to show his audience what happened to him. Oh, here's another music video, guys. Tell me if this one doesn't look like the Army commercial that we just watched. This looks like the Army commercial. Is he playing the same music? Dun, 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 dun. He's just watching recruitment videos. That's what this is. It's just like the Army commercial that we just watched.
How can they not agree with the Houthis when this is the kind of music video that they're coming out with?
How can you not agree with America when that's the kind of music video we're coming out with? You guys remember 2010s? The Navy had that fucking Godsmack song that I couldn't play because it's copywritten. Dun, 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 dun. And the fucking Navies just poke their heads up out of the fucking water. Dun, 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 dun. How can you not be pro-America after that kind of music video, Hassan? Fuck me, dude. Yeah, the lead singer to Godsmack does have a beautiful voice.
Mixtape.
Oh, Hassan, my sweet, naive friend. You say that Jews don't sing and dance like that? Then what the fuck do you call this?
Show me a Jewish music video. What the fuck?
That's right, bitch. On our shit.
Look at those Jewish kids getting down.
Yeah, Israel been real quiet since this drop, dude. The fucking mixtape.
Oh my god. It's Jewish NSYNC.
You got a beautiful voice.
It's bye 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 in Hebrew.
Israel been real quiet since this drop, dude.
Oh my god. Old Ethan is back. He is going hard.
Real quiet since this drop, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen. It's a 2010 editing style, man. It's 2015 again. We are so back.
Houthis been real quiet since this dropped, dude.
Holy shit.
Our sweet, beautiful, cute little TikTok twink. This hairless young man is the fantasy of every tween and twix and all the boys and girls on TikTok.
Yeah, that's the one that he interviewed, the terrorist.
Freedom fighter, beautiful eyes. They
Oh,
call
freedom
him
fighter.
Timothy Chalamet.
Because he's a Houthi, yeah.
He's a Houthi.
Because he's a
Are we
Houthi.
about to have a Houthi rebel on stream? Yes, brother. What do you mean? Excuse me. Of course I'm about to have a... I'm a journalist, okay? This is journalism. It's so weird.
Let's see his idea of journalism.
I'm trying to do journalism. They go, why are you doing that?
Let's see you do some journalism.
I think it would be ridiculous to do that.
Hassan now has the opportunity to express his journalistic
Yeah, here you go. Your time to give some pushback.
ground and show us just how good of a reporter he can be.
I'm doing
Let's see it.
chat. Does he know what One Piece is?
He's been watching it since he was a kid.
This ain't the town.
The whole way!
Yeah.
And instead he talks to him about One Piece.
We love you too, man. Big time. Yeah.
I love you. I love you so much.
We're big fans of the Yemeni music videos. You can tell them that. I want to ask him about the knife. The knives are sick. What's up with the knives? You know, the curved knives.
If one of those knives comes out in front of you, it's not going back until it has blood on it.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. A terrorist answer.
that's so crazy. So they're just chilling with the captains? Like, I don't understand.
The crews on these ships, and they like win them over with their charm, and they make them hate America and the U.S. government.
That's so funny. I'm a journalist, okay? This is journalism.
This is journalism. Talking about One Piece with the terrorists.
Journalism, and when I'm trying to do journalism, they go, "Why are you doing that?" What do you mean? I'm just chilling. We're just vibing. Yeah, we're just vibing. We're vibing big time.
Hassan uncritically interviewed this kid for about an hour. It was the most brazen display of disgusting terrorist propaganda that I have maybe ever seen in Western media.
What has happened to, does he know what has happened to any of the crews? Like, I heard they...
Hassan almost asked a good question, but it's actually leading to the most obscene part of this interview.
He's saying he hasn't spent much time with Chinese people, but one of the captain was Chinese, and he did qat with them, and he danced some music with them, and he was vibing. So he likes him, yeah.
So, I mean, what... That's so crazy. So they're just chilling with the captains? Like, I don't understand.
Ask yourself, why is he able to hang out with the captain and the crew of this pirated ship? Why would he even have access to that? Hassan knows why. Of course, he is a Houthi terrorist. Instead of...
Yeah, it's really obvious. Like, who the fuck do you think you're fooling with this shit? Like, I can't tell. Is your audience that gullible or that complicit? Like, how many people watch his streams? How has this not got, like, FBI attention yet? That you're showing terrorist propaganda. You're radicalizing the youth. Like, this is the kind of thing they would consider domestic terrorism. Like, they've gone after people with smaller audiences for less. I don't understand. Make it make sense. How is this okay? He gets, like, what, 50,000 viewers a stream? 50,000 people cheering this on? 50,000 Americans and growing by the day that just want to hate America? Because the entire, like, theme to every one of his streams is America bad. All these people living in America, hoping for the downfall of America and cheering on its enemies. How is this not domestic terrorism? I make it make sense. Just make it make sense, please.
Of challenging him and demanding more details about these kidnapped and missing people, he just runs defense for this guy, acting like he doesn't know why that would even happen.
He's saying that they win over the crews on these ships, and they like win them over with their charm, and they make them hate America and the U.S. government.
That's so funny.
It is super funny, the idea of kidnapped crew members who are being forced, probably at gunpoint, to do some death to Americas and maybe some curse upon the Jews. And frankly,
Yeah, they show the videos of them like, oh, look, they're all just chilling. See, they're happy. They're friends with the guys who came onto their ship with guns. Or Hassan, maybe, while that guy's holding the camera in their face and trying to have a laughing moment with them to make it look like it's not, like they're not hostages. Maybe there's a guy on the other side of that camera holding a gun being like, play along, motherfucker. Play along! Look happy, goddammit! Just think maybe that's the case? It's probably that one.
Callous disregard for the well-being of the literal hostages is shocking even for somebody that loves terrorists.
That's so funny. Is there a KFC there? They're everywhere. I don't think there's a KFC.
Is there a KFC in Yemen?
He says they have two.
Yeah.
Do you have KFC?
Because KFC doesn't give a shit. There's a KFC in every country. There's a Taco Bell in every country. There's a McDonald's in every country. Capitalism, baby. It's even infiltrated your sweet, sweet Middle East. That pure land that you wish you were from and can afford to go to, but still stay in America for some reason, Hassan. Yeah. But don't worry. You can still get a little bit of that American comfort when you finally do have to move over there to run away from the FBI when they finally do decide to come after you. Don't worry, man. They got a KFC.
That's crazy. Okay, that's sick.
Is there a KFC in Yemen? No way! No. Holy fuck! There's a KFC in Yemen! He's just like us!
Does he want?
I want that as a soundbite to put on my. There's a KFC in Yemen. Oh, H3 is so back.
Pieces.
I gotta hear that part again.
KFC in Yemen! Holy fuck! There's a KFC in Yemen! He's just like us!
Does he Does he know what One Piece is?
Oh, what if he's
Oh my god.
he was a kid.
The whole way.
Yeah.
Oh, the Wojaks. The editing, man.
Oh my god. We think the Houthis Ansar Allah.
Oh my god.
What Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
You guys all remember Luffy's flag, right? Now, I'm only halfway through that show, so maybe I just haven't come to it yet. But I do not remember Luffy's flag looking like this. Predictably, there was some blowback after this interview, and Hassan went immediately into damage control to rewrite history.
He said that he was just simply a Yemeni person and not a Houthi.
That's not what he said.
I don't even know if he's a Houthi or not.
We saw the interview. Oh, now he's just a teenager.
Nor a terrorist, nor a pirate.
Are you gonna say he's not a teenager either?
They didn't fucking call him a Houthi either. You want to know why? Because he's not one. He's not a Houthi himself. He's not a pirate, but you know, I don't think he's not a pirate. He has reiterated the position that he is not a Houthi. Trust me, bro, I'm not Houthi. Be for real. You sucked him off the entire stream. Not even a Houthi militant or anything like that. When I interviewed the dude who they still to this day call a Houthi terrorist, Tim Houthi's not even a fucking Houthi. I thought he wasn't a Houthi because he's not. No, he was just some.
Yes, he was. You said it yourself.
Teenager. Didn't you brand it as him being a Houthi interview though?
Yes, it's how you branded it. That's literally how it started. You even read the chatter. Are we about to have a Houthi rebel on stream? Of course. I'm a journalist. This is journalism. Those are your words, motherfucker. The gaslighting is unreal.
Oh, bro, are we about to have a Houthi rebel on stream? Yes, brother. What do you mean?
All right, let's just take Hassan's word for it and assume, okay,
why?
He's not
okay.
a Houthi rebel. He's just some
I'll
ordinary Yemen teenager. Let's go ahead and take a look at his social media and see if that lines up.
All right, let's see here. Tel Aviv will burn in the coming hours. Ready for sacrifice and eager for martyrdom. Maybe he's talking about football? Here he is singing a song with the words, do you threaten us with what we are
He's a musical people.
The meaning of Houthi is a
Son
title,
of a
and it's
Jew.
not something to fear, but for the Jews. They are very afraid of this title. The execution we will carry out on all Zionists, with the lovely depiction of a man impaled through his asshole and out of his mouth.
They fucking skewered the dude. They're very musical people. He's just a teenager. This is just an edgy teenager showing edgy teenage art, guys. That's all this is. Holy fuck.
With a pike, or how Hassan likes to say it, a pike for a kite. Okay, why would he retweet this article called Houthis Use Social Media to Boost Global Prom?
Did he get to say that on Twitch? So my wife can't say the N word, but he can say pike for a kite with 2 Ks instead of a T. I ain't trying to get banned. What the fuck?
Prominence and support. Israel falls. Wait for the new operation in Tel Aviv, the Jaffa drone, which no Israeli defense can stop. The ships we bombed and sank. I know the red arrow is supposed to be a cool military Hamas thing. This is a butt plug. Just saying. To every Zion.
It does look like a butt plug. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so glad to have Ethan back. Holy shit.
Zionist, I will put this into your stomach. And let me state the obvious. Jew and Zionist is clearly interchangeable to this guy. Okay, but hating Jews doesn't make you a Houthi. Are you a soldier? Yes. That seems pretty definitive. You know
yeah.
Houthi? Being a Houthi. At least one of the two of them is being honest about it.
How the fuck is Hassan gonna run defense for a guy who, like, is open about it? Like, he's not even running defense for himself. He is totally fine being called a fucking terrorist and a Houthi. How are you gonna run defense for this guy? This guy's not even defending himself. He's proud of it.
Yeah.
Sick. Yes. Yes. That's fire. And that's.
He's on the FBI's most wanted list. How? Again, make it make sense. How is this guy on the FBI's most wanted list? Does an interview with Hassan and then gets downplayed by Hassan. He's literally covering for a terrorist on the FBI's most wanted list that he had direct contact with. How does that not put you in FBI crosshairs somehow? I don't get it. Make it make sense. Like, usually they watch, like, anyone who has contact with these people. Anyone who has any kind of contact with someone on the FBI's 10 most wanted list typically becomes a person of interest and someone they watch. I'm hoping that means they're watching him now. Like, I hope that means that they've been watching him ever since. And I hope they saw this content nuke. God, just imagine it for a moment. Ethan Klein's H3H3's first video in 5 years getting played in a court of law is evidence when they bring the hammer down on Hassan Piker. I want that moment so bad.
Doing what Luffy would do. They're tweeting an image of a Jewish person on a pike. I don't understand why this problem can't be approached with nuance, because he is a teenager in Yemen, dude.
Talk about the bigot.
Who happens to also be a...
He's a kid in Yemen, dude. What do you expect? Of course he's going to want to put a pike through a Jew's asshole and through his mouth. That's just what kids in Yemen are like, man.
They shish kebab Jews. Is this what they do over there?
The person on a pike. There's no Jewish person on a pike on that photo unless I saw something different.
Hassan claims this isn't even a Jewish person on the pike. How exactly is a naked piked person supposed to look like a Jew?
Okay, clearly it's not a Jew, Ethan. He's got an afro. Look at it. It's not a Jew. It's a medieval rapper.
Do for you, Hassan? You know what? You're right. Let me make it a little clearer for you. First, he needs a bigger nose, right, Hassan? First, he needs a yarmulke, a curly thing.
What?
He dropped his dreidel. He must be Jewish.
Oh my God.
You could just read what he wrote, you dumbass, liar, terrorist-loving propagandist piece of shit.
This is why this is...
Holy fuck, he's going hard.
It's not a Jewish person. He said, this is, I think if we're... Why am I held accountable for some random fucking...
Because you had him on your stream. You promoted him. You made this a thing. That's why you're being held accountable. You're the reason everyone knows he exists. You dumb fuck.
19-year-old in Yemen's tweets. What is happening? How many steps removed are we from this situation?
None.
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 Do you not remember? Did the check not clear something? When faced with fair criticism for his coverage of the
exactly.
Luffy, he has a total meltdown.
I fucking despise all of you, dude. I do. I really do. I hate all of you. You successfully got me to talk about this, and my patience is running thin on this matter. The endless selfishness, the untapped well of American selfishness and American individualism is in full display. How is this the conversation that you want to have right now?
One of the most cynical methods Hassan deploys to sidestep any criticism is to deflect to the ongoing genocide in Gaza. I've seen him do this so many times. He frames it like you are selfish for trying to criticize him, no matter what the reason is, because there's a genocide happening, man. How can you criticize me at a time like this?
How can you criticize him when there's a genocide? You guys should be worried about the genocide. Wait, how can he be worried about the genocide? There's starving kids in Africa. They've been starving forever. What about all those dogs? The Sarah McLachlan dogs? How can you care about this stuff when that's happening?
Claiming that I am, too pro-Houthi. When someone is like focusing on that while there's an active fucking ethnic cleansing campaign happening. He also apparently
Oh my
thinks
God.
Twitch is liable for me interviewing a Yemeni
Yeah,
teenager
they are. You did it on their platform.
his entire life. In the middle of fucking talking about fucking genocide in Gaza, and this dumb fuck.
Genocide.
Blow your nose, brother. Love you. Not trying to be mean. Just keep some tissue nearby and clear it out occasionally when needed. Much love. Fuck you, dude. My argument sucks. You think it justifies genocide? What are you, stupid? Everything that can be tangentially turned into like Jewish people are under attack is a decent way to just like drive discourse away from open genocide in Gaza. If your sole focus when Israel is doing a complete genocide in Gaza, if your sole focus revolves around that people are saying you're a Zionist, yeah, go fucking yell at streamers for not covering sufficiently the ongoing active genocide in Gaza instead of coming in here and fucking chirping at me.
It's quite a charge.
You're the streamer doing that.
Government or I'm a propagandist. I don't think there's any evidence I'm either of those things.
I'm a propagandist. No, I'm saying it.
While we're having this conversation, 3,000 Pierce, while we're having this back and forth, 3,840 Palestinians have been ruthlessly slaughtered in the last incursion into Gaza. I feel like this is an incredibly selfish, self-centered conversation to have.
This technique is so powerful because everyone is afraid of being labeled as a genocide denier. Pierce Morgan, with decades of experience, immediately surrenders when the genocide card is pulled.
When you're just a fucking stenographer.
Because he's a spineless fucking hack.
To defend himself and grow a pair, Pierce. Stand up for yourself.
Yes, you spineless fuck.
These online overnight activists who couldn't even point to Gaza on a map before October 7th. Like,
look. Pierce Morgan's a spineless fucking bootlicking shill. Like, just whatever the popular opinion is on the right is gonna be the one that he follows. Whatever, like, he doesn't really care about any of this shit. This is he doesn't have a TV show anymore, so he's just doing it on YouTube now, sucking Trump's dick because it was obvious Trump was gonna win. It's just, yeah, he's just that guy. He needs to just stick to moderating, but yeah, you're gonna get no pushback from Pierce. No substantial pushback. He's just, it's entertainment for him. He doesn't actually care about any of this shit.
Hassan, for example.
He's a hack.
Doesn't know where Yemen is? Okay, I'm gonna close. I'm closing it. I think
You can't find it on a map. Nope. This is Trump. This is Trump trying to find who he's gonna bomb. Like, how do we end the war? All we gotta do is bomb. Nope.
Nope. Got it.
Got it.
How can you actually care about this genocide when you're willing to so cynically exploit it to sidestep any criticism? What a bigot. Before we move on, Hassan has
Disney during a genocide
for us all to enjoy.
Now this kid is like, I think he was like 19 at the time when I talked to him. Which means that for most of his life, he has withstood genocide, right?
Genocide.
Like he is a person whose only experience is like, it's literally like talking to fucking Anne Frank, basically, okay? Being able to talk to Anne Frank in real time.
To quote Anne Frank.
What? He just compared a terrorist to Anne Frank. That's what Anne Frank was doing. That's what the diary was. It was a manifesto. It was instructions for how to make pipe bombs and stuff so that they could fight back. That's what she was doing up in that attic the whole time. They're the same, guys. They're the same. How is Hassan? I don't know how Hassan's not banned yet. I don't know how he's not on an FBI watch list. I don't fucking know. This is mind-blowing.
I keep my ideals because in spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart. Anne Frank continues to inspire generations of people because in the face of a genocide that eventually took her and her entire family's life, except for her dad, she refused to give in to hate, malice, and violence. And then there's this guy.
They're the same.
Frank, if he ever met her.
Yeah, he would have.
You might think
because she's a I'm sorry, Zionist.
Well, I'm happy to tell you guys we are working on a new edition just for you. About the time she went roaming the music of Berlin at night with a knife, slitting the throats of families, including children, babies, and the elderly. She's killed children, you guys. She even rapes people. She's just like Luffy. There is no other way to describe this than terrorist propaganda.
Yeah, it's what it is. Call a spade, Ethan.
He's participating in it. He's enhancing it. He is not just a conduit. He is an active participant who's disseminating it to more and more people in a way more consumable form. This is extremely fucked up. But why should he care? Their flag doesn't say death to fucking Turks. It says curse upon the Jews. Hassan likes to obfuscate on this and says, nobody cares when Sean Penn interviewed El Chapo.
Sean Penn literally interviewed El Chapo. Exactly, dude.
Nobody is saying you can't have difficult conversations with controversial people.
Yeah, there's a difference between what you did and what an interview is. Like they interviewed Charles Manson in prison. Like they interviewed the Unabomber. Like, you can sit down with these people and have a conversation, but you have to ask the tough questions. You can't do like a fucking fluff piece. Like, you can't look like you're on their side. You're there to give the world a window into the mind of madness. That's what you're there to do. You're not there to humanize them. You're there to, like, find out, how did you go down this road? How did you become this thing? What went wrong? Those are the questions you're supposed to be trying to answer to, not whether or not this guy watches fucking One Piece.
You just have to ask them hard questions.
Yes!
Guys, we know this. Now let's move on to everybody's favorite terrorist organization, our friends in the north. It's Hezbollah. Where do I even begin? Thousands of civilians have been killed globally from their terrorist acts, car bombs, and suicide attacks. They even assassinated the Lebanese prime minister. They've hijacked civilian airplanes. They've shot 15,000 rockets into civilian centers. And if you can imagine, that's not even the worst things they've done. They participated in the slaughter of over 500,000 Syrian civilians to help a dictator, Bashar Assad, stay in power. They indiscriminately bombed over civilian centers, and they killed hundreds of
So they're the bad guys.
What can only be described as a genocide. They are a...
What would Hassan call it, though?
The U.S., by the EU, and, oh yeah,
by multiple countries,
which gave them that status after their participation in the Syrian genocide. In short, nobody likes them.
They're the bad guys.
There is one person.
Oh my God.
Is a paramilitary organization.
Do we like them or no?
They are a terrorist organization. Like they're designated.
They're designated. He's like, do what now?
They're a terrorist organization.
He is frequently just like freaking this friend out. I like what you like. Oh, well, they're terrorists. Oh, well, no, I don't like them because I don't want to get in trouble with the FBI.
According to Hassan Piker, this man is a brilliant freedom fighter. But before we get into that, let's see how he feels about Jewish people. Here are some choice quotes from Hezbollah's leader, Hassan Nasrallah. According to Shaul Shai, Hassan Nasrallah said in a speech delivered in Beirut, "What do the Jews want? They want security and money. Throughout history, the Jews have been Allah's most cowardly and avaricious creatures. If you look all over the world, you will find no one more miserly or greedy than they are."
I don't have an issue with them.
If we search the entire world for a person more cowardly, despicable, weak, and feeble in psyche, mind, ideology, and religion, we would not find anyone like the Jew. Notice, I do not say Israel.
That sounds pretty blatant.
If Jews all gathered,
but he doesn't have a problem with them.
The trouble of going after them worldwide. The history of Jews has proven that, regardless of the Zionist proposal, they are a people who are evil in their ideas. The state of the grandsons of apes and pigs, the Zionist Jew, the murderers of the prophet. The Jews invented the legend of the Nazi atrocities.
I don't have an issue with them.
I don't have an issue with them.
I can't believe I'm calling Nasrallah base. I mean, listen. Listen. You have to remember something, okay? A lot of these dudes, you see them in their fucking fits, and you hear about, like, some of their attitudes about, like, gay people, for example, and you immediately fucking resort to Orientalist perspectives, not realizing that these motherfuckers are better read than you by a million. Okay? Like, it's not a broken clock situation. No, dude. Half of these dudes literally get educated in America and in the UK. What the fuck are you guys talking about?
The more you learn,
this is why it's Orientalist. To literally
look
at these
God.
dudes and go, oh no, they're fucking barbaric baboons, and like sometimes they get this shit right. No, dude, he knows. It's crazy.
These guys are terrible.
He's read more books than you could ever imagine. Knowledge. And also, ultimately,
knowledge is power.
Regarded as a pretty brilliant a person in terms of like everything that he's done. You might not agree with his methods. You might not agree with his attitude overall in terms of like his social, his opinions on civil liberties and shit like that. But ultimately, this motherfucker has read.
My God, the way he downplays this shit.
I feel I've shown you guys enough evidence that Hezbollah is an evil terrorist organization, but have you considered this?
What you meant to say is Hezbollah is Muslim. Okay? That's what you meant to say.
Also, Muslims are bad now.
Muslim. So, of course, as they're Muslim, it's different.
If you're wondering why Hassan's audience is so radicalized, it's because of stuff like this.
Israel.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
America's greatest ally.
I mean, he shows them propaganda and calls it a music video. He's brainwashing them. He's very obviously brainwashing them.
Ruthlessly and mercilessly bombing southern Lebanon, including southern Beirut.
What did Lebanon do?
They just kind of were there. They happen to be Israel's neighbor.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Even as someone who's critical of Israel, this retelling is fucking insane.
They just kind of were there.
Hezbollah started launching rockets into Israel hours after the October 7th raid began. They launched 12,000 rockets, killed nearly 100 people, including 12 children, and displaced 250,000 Israelis from northern Israel. That's what caused them to respond.
What did Lebanon do?
Shit. Why did he ask that? What do I say? Do I tell him the real reason? No,
he shot my squirrels.
Will kill me for being a Zionist. Okay, let's try this.
Using his own words against him. Okay, or was that AI?
Another slick political saved by boots on the ground, Hassan Piker. Damn, I'm good.
Even as a
Yeah, I think it's AI. Still pretty funny though.
Lying about this serve your agenda. All it does is further radicalize people. It removes any nuance and it avoids any criticism for his team. And this is what continues to drive this conflict on forever. Hassan is dedicated to pleasing his radical audience, even at the price of knowingly lying to them for TikTok and Twitter likes.
I'm a propagandist.
Or he's being paid, which, you know, we can't rule out. What a pathetic propagandist piece of shit liar he is. And now, let's move to Hamas, the catalyst for this entire thing. They're the ones that committed this horrible act of terrorism, one of the worst the world has ever seen, on October 7th. They are without a doubt the most extreme of all of these terrorist organizations. They are Islamic jihadists that want to convert all of Israel into an Islamic state under Sharia law. That's their stated goal. Hamas has been on the designated terrorist group pretty much as long as there's been a group. These guys have been...
And there's what he's promoting.
Before ISIS leaders were even born. They fired 50,000 rockets into civilian populations and performed...
And he's not on an FBI list? How?
Killing thousands of civilians. Women are restricted from participating in the workplace and public life. Homosexuality is outlawed.
Oh my God, the list is so long, I gotta take a breather.
Steal foreign aid from the people of Gaza and repurpose it for military use, or they just sell it back to them. For example, why are all the Hamas leaders billionaires? And let's be real, these guys clearly...
Our leaders are billionaires now.
While the people of Gaza languish...
That's gonna be the argument.
Fine gentlemen are living in multi-million-dollar penthouses in Qatar. That lines up with leftist values. Or, well, they were billionaires. Because they're all dead. They killed her all, they're all dead. Hamas is a bunch of psychopathic terrorists of the worst order. And nobody would be crazy enough to defend them. No, is this Islam again? Hassan defended Hamas? Seriously? Okay. We had to make last-minute changes to this part to prevent it from being age-restricted on YouTube. I cut out the footage from Hamas, and I will attempt to narrate it for you as best I can.
But Hassan will show it.
A woman is walking hand in hand with a girl who looks about 12. And as they're getting in the back of the van, one of the terrorists gives them a wave goodbye and says goodbye to them in English.
Goodbye.
And the two of them smiling wave back.
Says it in English.
Dog. Dude. Okay, that's crazy.
It's crazy, dog.
Crazy. That actually, okay, that's too much. That's too much. That's more than I expect. Bro, every time they're releasing hostages, the next wave, they're gonna be like, actually, I'm good. Like, I'm staying.
These hostages are being released at gunpoint by the people who likely murdered their family in front of them before kidnapping them. Hassan peddling this narrative that they're sad to leave their captors is beyond disgusting.
The next wave, they're gonna be like, actually, I'm good.
It's plainly obvious these are traumatized victims who are scared for their life and doing what the terrorists are telling them to do in order to avoid any conflict on the way out. Oh, look at the sweet masked terrorist with his AK-47. He's so nice. Did you guys see how he waved goodbye?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. This is some crazy PR. They look traumatized as fuck. Wait, what? Bro, they look like they're chilling.
This girl who had her foot blasted off on October 7th and then operated on without anesthesia or painkillers is so sorry to say goodbye to her captors. She's gonna miss their hospitality. Like
yeah, that's sweet, sweet hospitality. Oh, well, he denies the rapes.
The next week, they're gonna be like, actually...
He's gonna tell you those didn't happen.
It's so obvious the terrorists are telling them what to do. Ethan, how can you say that? They look so happy. Keep waving. These morons forgot to cut out this part.
Oh yeah, keep waving. Yes, yeah.
Giving them an
That's what happened on the ship too. Keep dancing. Keep doing the TikTok dance so people think you're having fun.
Totally not a fearful victim of terroristic kidnapping. Anyone peddling this nonsense should be embarrassed and ashamed. How pathetic can you get?
The next wave, they're gonna be like, actually, I'm good. Bro, they look like they're chilling.
All right, the Houthis is one thing, but he's not going to turn on Hamas propaganda videos and watch it on stream. There's no way. Okay, it's getting hard to defend him. Freedom fighters, musical shit.
Here is a video that came out.
Running out of ways to defend it.
Produces their own motherfucking sniper rifles.
He can hardly contain his admiration for them.
Produces their own motherfucking sniper rifles.
Let's see how long he can go without offering any commentary or analysis on this Hamas hype video.
Music video, you mean?
Is that COD?
One minute, 36 seconds.
Jesus!
He's taken his time to analyze and think. I expect nothing less from a journalist such as Hassan.
Quiet, everybody. He's about to speak. He's gonna talk.
He's gonna talk on his stream. Shh, quiet, guys, quiet.
He's done.
Wow.
Love you.
And people bitching at me for doing React content. The fuck is this shit?
By our locally manufactured snipers. Wow, there's a little message for the Americans out there as well. They're saying like artisanal snipers. So, why am I showing you this?
Good question. Why are you showing us 2 minutes of uninterrupted Hamas propaganda? I'm sure he has a good answer.
The reason why I'm showing you this is because one thing that the Israeli maintenance of the apartheid has shown us is that there are no half measures on genocide. You either got to hit the full gen, okay? You can't do half genocide, a little bit of displacement, and then continue maintaining an apartheid state and maintaining an occupation, okay? Which is basically what America did back in the day when, you know, we were building America, Manifest Destiny, right?
No half measures, gotta hit the full gen. Can't do half gen. Something about occupation. America did it back in the day. Manifest Destiny.
Hold on.
Sweet analysis, bro.
Manifest Destiny?
Please explain that.
What are you talking about? This is just word salad. I mean, he's really saying nothing here. So he has no...
I don't even think he knows what Manifest Destiny means. He probably thinks it's related to the streamer.
He watches their propaganda, but he's not going to deny the violent rapes that took place. That is way beyond the pale.
Yeah, that's what he's going to do.
There is one instance in captivity that we have actually gotten verifiable evidence on. Beyond that, the systematized mass rapes that Hamas dealt on October 7, not a single bit of that has been verified. And people still run with it over and over and over again.
Many young people who are simply
there were witnesses, survivors. I guess their word don't mean shit.
As I
What was that girl they interviewed? Like, didn't they interview one of the survivors and she told what she saw?
What rapes did Hezbollah do? Bro, what rapes did Hamas do? What are you talking about? The Stop Anti-Semitism account that considered me to be anti-Semite of the week has also been hallucinating rapes once again.
Hallucinating?
Once again, because they're fucking mentally ill.
Hamas has committed horrific acts of sexual violence and took
women and girls, men and boys.
The way he just rolls his eyes at it.
After enduring sexual violence.
Pretty much whatever the opposite of America says is going to be his take.
Doesn't matter if fucking
every time
on October 7th, like that doesn't
even on verifiable rapes.
This much. So
we really get the same map twice.
Problem that many people that can't contend with, like.
I can't believe how quickly leftists go from believe all women to pics or it didn't happen.
Pics or it didn't happen.
All who were raped,
bringing back the old memes
on the spot, obviously.
Dam Goldstein Almog was kidnapped from her home on October 7th by Hamas terrorists and was held captive for 51 days. Though only 17 years old, she witnessed the murder of her father and sister.
That's the one that they interviewed.
Speaking out about
I think she's one of a few.
As well, in a new documentary by Sheryl Sandberg, Screams Before Silence. In new footage, Agam reveals that sexual assault and rape was a regular component of the life as a hostage in Gaza.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
Hassan, maybe you...
Doesn't matter if rapes happened.
Please, go right ahead.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
There are dozens of testimonies from witnesses, most of who were in hiding and heard or saw it happen. And each week, there's more stories coming out. There's a UN report that concludes it happened.
Doesn't matter.
But Hassan needs a rape kit from a mutilated body. It's so vile to deny the suffering and trauma of the victims just because you need your heroes at Hamas to be perfect. This conflict will never end until people realize that Palestinian liberation and Israeli security are not mutually exclusive. You need both, and it can be done. But not while people like Hassan lie, propagandize.
Yeah, they gaslight. They rewrite history.
Ironically, that prolong the conflict indefinitely. There's no space for conversation. There's no space for rational thought. There's no space for nuance. My position on Palestine is like 5 degrees off from where Hassan is. And to him and his community, I'm the devil. I'm a Nazi. It's delusional thinking, and it's destructive to their own cause.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much.
I don't care if they got raped, dude.
Forbid you throw up the fucking green Hamas banner.
What is this? And now, let's move on to our next terrorist organization, Twitch TV. Sinwar, Nasrallah, Dan Clancy. Of course, I'm being a little silly when I call Twitch a terrorist organization. It's only a megaphone for terrorist propaganda.
Yeah.
He has been the CEO for a few years, and under his leadership, there's been a few...
Yeah, it's just the promoter. It's not the fighter. It's not the boxer.
Subscription split from 70-30 to 50-50.
Hey, come on, guys. Don't kill the messenger.
Attempted to ban the size of sponsored logos on stream to 3% of the size of the screen was also reversed after backlash. So he's essentially achieved nothing. Oh, well, there is one thing. He actually laid off 900 employees. That one he did not take back. But here's where the trouble begins. He likes Hassan. He really likes Hassan. Let me read you an excerpt from a recent interview Dan did. Not a gamer himself, Clancy mostly watches musicians or talk shows on Twitch. He particularly enjoys leftist political commentator Hassan Piker.
Yeah, the CEO is like one of his biggest fucking fanboys. Of course he gets special treatment. I don't understand how this like conflict of interest motherfucker still has a job.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
Like this should be the kind of thing to make you like not eligible to be a CEO.
Radical political streamers. But no, not under Dan Clancy's watch. Dan has elevated him to the status of Twitch Golden Boy. And if you still have doubts, let this settle the matter. Just for clarity, Dan Clancy is the one filming and singing in this video.
Happy birthday to you.
What the fuck?
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, the fucking CEO gives you a...
Twitch allegations after this. This is crazy. Oh my...
Yeah, Hassan runs Twitch. You're not beating those allegations because it's true.
This is crazy.
Even if you don't mean to, it's true.
I'm cooked. I'm
Happy
cooked.
birthday from Twitch, Hassan. Happy birthday from Twitch.
I've been looking around and I genuinely have never seen another video like this anywhere.
No, because they haven't done it for anyone else.
Force all these poor
No other company does this for...
to gather around in the crew room and sing happy birthday for Hassan Piker. How
And you force those poor employees to do it too.
a small issue of Dan being a total creep.
Want to explore clips?
That's very nice.
And now you have a clips feed. Okay?
Oh yeah, where he pulls up his goon folder, his goon feed.
Stories to see what you missed yesterday. You click there. And now you're in your stories feed. Okay?
Okay. That's very nice.
Yeah.
That's also...
Okay? Okay? Suppose you want to check out the stories to see what you missed yesterday. You click there. And now you're in your stories. Okay?
Okay. That's very nice.
Yeah.
That's also okay to see.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, Dan, I would have let this creep narrative go if it didn't happen twice.
Yeah, he did it twice.
See clips? Swipe this way.
Oh, this kid's reaction to it is classic though. He's like, the fuck?
The clips are, and that's not necessarily the algorithm.
Enough you're a creep, but what an incompetent idiot you are. You're the you get caught with the fucking...
With your fucking goon folder?
With the girlies on your homepage twice? Bro, come on, dude. You got wife, man. Got daughters. We don't need to know about this. Don't want that in my head, bro. It's also a little bit disturbing considering, you know, he's these people's bosses.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so he's in...
Technically, that would make him his bosses. Like, just imagine any other company where the boss pulls out his phone at a fucking Walmart and all the cashiers' fucking Instagrams and OnlyFans are filling up their fucking... Even if it's not OnlyFans, if it's just safe for work, but they're just in bikinis and stuff. If he had his fucking employees... Like, no! This is like instant lose your job status. How the fuck is he still CEO? How? Like, this wouldn't fly at any other company ever. This is insane. Like the shit that Twitch gets away with, it's insane. I don't understand. I don't understand how they just do it so out in the open and it's fine. Oh my God.
Competent. He's a creep. He's protecting terrorist propagandists. So what's up? So what's the big deal with Dan Clancy? Well, what happened next is what really made me realize how corrupted and rotten Twitch is to the very core of the organization. First, let me introduce you to Frogan.
Why don't you go take a trip to Home Depot and buy some rope?
She's one of Hassan's main moderators.
Telling people to go commit suicide.
Of course, like Ethan's Islamophobic for saying, don't kill civilians. She has zero talent. She has 100 concurrent viewers, but somehow she's always on the homepage. She's winning awards. Nobody's watching her. Nobody cares. Why is she relevant? We don't know. It's important for me to show you guys what an actual horrible person Frogan is, so that you can see who Twitch is elevating. So let's start with this clip. Ludwig, a large streamer on Twitch, donated $10,000 to the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund. That's a wonderful thing to do, right? No, not good enough for Frogan.
I find ultimately, like, if I were to do a charity thing where the charity thing relies on your donations, it should be something where, like, 95% of people feel good and are down for it. And, like, ultimately, regardless of what you think, that is not the situation here. So I personally donated $10K.
So he donated to the thing that you guys wanted him to donate to, and how did you react to that?
And if you guys got some extra bread, I would recommend you donate. But I won't throw
He did the thing you wanted him to do.
Thanks. And some people are gonna...
So how did you react to that, Frogan?
This is a cracker take.
Difference between, like, hey, I can put my money where my mouth is, but I don't need to put your...
Even when you're doing what they ask, they still hate you.
In debate about whether that's worth...
And he's too spineless to fight back.
Are dying, but you know...
Yeah, which is why he donated.
Not gonna tell you
to the thing you told him to donate to.
Do whatever you want. Me, I donated $10,000, but I'm not gonna promote it.
He can't force his people to donate.
Look, if you're not,
He told them to donate if they could. Like, what more do you want him to say?
you're not against genocide at this point.
Like, what was he supposed to say?
Fucking money. Keep your $10,000. Keep your little chump change. Like, what do you want? Do you want me to say like congratulations?
Imagine being Frogan, a leftist living in LA in comfort, begging for her rent money on stream, and telling displaced and famished Palestinian children, "No kids, you need to give that 10,000 back. Ludwig didn't pass my purity test."
Keep your fucking money.
But wait, there's more.
I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers. Distress, thank you so much. I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. The U.S. military? Who fucking who? I hope you get PTSD.
That's bannable offense, right? They're a protected class. Veterans are a protected class.
And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America.
This clip obviously made the rounds on social media and rightfully outraged a lot of people. Here's how she responded the next day.
I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you
And
get
then
back
laughs
into
at her own
fucking
clip.
America.
I'm so dope.
And they posted it in my head. I'm like, base? Base? Like, am I supposed to be like, I'm not walking back on it. I still fucking agree with it. Base?
The smug defiant
Yeah, you're supposed to walk back on it because it was a shitty thing to do.
will do nothing to moderate her, despite veterans being classified as a protected
Yeah,
group and Twitch's
they're a protected
own
class.
guidelines. But wait, there's more.
Okay. 6250. 9/11 baking stream with Raf and Capri. If we get to this goal by 9/11, Capri, Raf, and I will make the Twin Towers out of a stacked cake. And we'll make an airplane. And we'll recreate 9/11.
That's going to be a bannable offense, right? Twitch won't do shit. Okay.
This tweet was the final straw for
How?
me.
How is this platform?
October 7th, 2023, the morning of the massacre, at 5:30 a.m. Pacific time. At this moment, Hamas militants had infiltrated a music festival and several kibbutzim, where they began their wanton slaying of civilians. Here's what she tweeted. Leftists preach and foam at the mouth at the thought of a revolution happening in America. But as soon as it happens in the Middle East, what they're doing is wrong. It's not what she said. It's when she said it.
It's also what she said. It's both. It's both. It's also how they're going about their revolution. No one, that's happened in America. People have done things in the name of revolution. They've driven cars into protesters. They've performed acts of terrorism and mass shootings and stuff. We don't cheer on any of that. That's not what they're talking about.
While she's on Twitter celebrating, I was listening to the local news in Israel. Families were calling into news stations begging for help. Let me show you what I mean.
Jesus Christ!
איפה אתם? יואו, ממי, צריכים מיקום. תתרחבו, תמצאו מקום, תתרחבו. אבל אני אוהבת אותך, אנחנו בתוך הלחם. אי אפשר לצאת. אני יוצא לכיוון שלכם עכשיו, צריכים מיקום.
Yeah, I don't think anybody in our country... Jesus, I need a break from that. Holy fuck, do you have to play it for so long? Ethan, we get the goddamn point, man. Holy shit. I don't think if our news media played fucking 911 calls from people in the middle of a mass shooting in the name of revolution, that people would be cheering that on. God damn, I'd hope not. Oh my God. That's fucking brutal. It's hard to listen to. Oh, I'm gonna try to get through it. Fuck!
The morning of October 7th, Israelis were listening to calls like this all morning long. Dozens of them. Imagine reading this tweet after listening to this.
Holy shit.
Moved on years ago to another profession. But for some reason, Twitch is obsessed with keeping her on life support. And instead of moderating her, they actually gave her an award. Together for Legendary Woman. in which she would get front page placement all year long.
This bitch gets front page on Twitch for a whole fucking year. Just free promotion on the front page for a year. There are large streamers who don't get that kind of attention. And she can't get an audience of over like 150 people at most. Like, I think I've done streams with bigger viewer numbers. Like, I think my YouTube videos break hers. Like, how? How the fuck is she getting promoted so hard? Oh, because she's sucking Hassan's dick. And the fucking CEO of Twitch has a hard-on for Hassan. Like, how is this blatant fucking favoritism okay? I don't understand. It doesn't make it make sense. Make it make sense. I don't understand how this blatant favoritism is okay. Holy fuck, man.
This is actually my favorite detail about Frogan. She won Rising Star.
Oh yeah, won Rising Star twice, or got nominated, or whatever. Just being on the list twice is embarrassing. Doesn't matter if she won or not.
Nominated for Rising Star again. Are they fucking with her?
This would be the most epic troll ever if they came out and they're like banning her because they're like, we gave you a chance. We were just trolling with her. We're tired of her now. It's just a prank, Frogan. That would be fucking hilarious.
Hit a boost up there or some shit.
Rising Star since 2021.
Because Frogan is the two-time
the fucking editing is on point, man.
Massive viewership of 100 concurrent viewers.
Oh, it feels so good to have Ethan back.
Which would give her one of the main stages.
I hadn't watched H3 in a long time, but I think I'm back, baby.
Segment.
I think we're back.
That was Twitch approved. And Arab.
Oh yeah, the racial tier list.
Tier list. So the premise.
Let's be clear on what he means by Twitch approved. Because they're going to play dumb like they didn't know they were going to do this and then they ban everyone at the panel afterwards. That's not how those fucking panels work. There's no fucking way that they organized a panel at TwitchCon, at their big sanctioned event, and they didn't approve the contents of the panel and everything that was going to be at their event first. Like, there's itineraries. They plan this shit out. Everything's approved. They were okay with this. There's no way they weren't. It's impossible that they didn't know. I'm just going to make that very clear. It is impossible that Twitch did not know this, and they were fine with it.
An Arabic word of affection like baby or sweetheart. And this tier list determines who can say it. Top and most desirable tier is Arab. And at the bottom, the worst one is, quote, loves Sabra.
Now just imagine if we made this tier list any other way. Imagine if at the top it said Caucasian or white, and at the very bottom it said loves KFC. How would anyone take that list? How would people interpret that list? Be honest. Would you just be like, no, I mean KFC's an American food, and then it had like Mexican and other stuff in there, or like loves tacos at the bottom? Like, this couldn't be more fucking blatant, dude. It just couldn't be. Jesus fuck, man.
Now, why does Love Sabra equate to Jews? Sabra is a well-known Israeli company that makes hummus. They've been on the divestment list for many, many years, so the activists are well aware of their status. Oh yeah, and Sabra literally means a Jew that was born in Israel. It also plays
wow
that denies Jewish identity in the Middle East. There's this idea that Israelis are all white colonizers who are stealing the culture and identity of Arabs.
Wow, doesn't this sound familiar?
Watch Frogan and her co-hosts accuse Israelis of culturally...
Think this is, think you could apply these thoughts to the KKK.
There's two types of, like, genocide, right? There's, like, genocide of real people, and then there's, like, cultural genocide, right? Like, this is fucking funny. But, like, those motherfuckers trying to take hummus and say it's Israeli is the most insane thing to me.
Dude, the fact that they
But it is. It's made by them.
Sabra make that like the staple hummus of America.
Isn't it an American? Wait, isn't it an American company that makes it? It's just called Sabra? I'm sure Ethan's gonna bring it up, but yeah, isn't it an American company that makes it?
Mad when someone has like dreadlocks and they call that culture. I'm like, come on, it's just like a hairdo. Like, it's okay. People, like, white people are allowed to have dreadlocks if they want dreadlocks, but like actually trying to claim our food, our desserts.
Just one question for you guys.
Who the fuck do you think is making the hummus in Israel?
Stewart? No, it's the same fucking Arabic-speaking Jews that you kicked out in the 1950s. Yes, they also like hummus, and they like all the same shit you do. Because they are you. They're from your country. You kicked them all out, and now you're accusing them of stealing your culture. You want to talk about cultural genocide? Well, here it is. You racist piece of shit.
Those motherfuckers trying to take hummus.
Yeah, this is pretty blatant.
Insane thing to me.
Hey, scumbag, here's a hummus place we used to eat at.
God, I love hearing him call them out, though.
Here's another dude from Syria. Does this dude look like a white colonizer to you? Would you like to tell him he's stealing your culture? Well, this is what most Israelis look like.
Dude, the fact that they have the audacity to create Sabra.
This is casual bigotry being passed around like a leftist talking point. It's exactly why people are saying that anti-Semitism is coming mostly from the left. And yes, I know this dipshit is also Jewish. Incredible. He picked up so many tokens, he actually became one. And by the way,
wow,
looking pretty fucking white themselves. So bearing all of this in mind, it's really not a stretch to say that
No, they're only half white, which apparently doesn't count.
Israelis or Jews.
Guess my kids are just black now.
People.
You know, my half doesn't count.
I told you guys to clap.
This is a good reaction.
That was a good.
No, that's not.
That's good. All right, turn that up.
None of this is good.
Where this is going.
Not a good reaction. This is alarming. That this should be a red flag, and you should stop what you're doing. Oh no, let's just cheer it on.
Well, obviously it's Love Sabra, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
That's easy. That's definitely Love Sabra.
She apparently consulted with the head of the KKK, and he told her more subtle. So if it wasn't obvious enough, they pulled me, one of the best-known Jewish creators, and immediately put me in Sabra. Hassan, by the way, who's Turkish, not Arab, is Arab. That's the good one. That's the good one. The Arab ethnicity is S tier. Then Denham's jokes that we don't have a category low enough for Zionists, once again calling out my Jewish identity.
Dude, where's the, you guys are missing a category for Zionist.
And if it isn't about being Jewish, why would
Yes, that was a boo.
Shapiro in the thumb?
And they're like, good reaction, guys.
Most prominent Jews on YouTube, and the category next to me.
And they use the Photoshop to
Who's next down there? Anne Frank, Einstein, Seth Rogen, Schindler. Well, he wasn't Jewish, but they would put him down there, let's be real. It also doesn't help their case that both my wife and Ben Shapiro's wife were born in Israel, which would make them Sabras. So Love Sabra, literally in this case.
Literally means both of them.
That sounds pretty racist.
Jew lover. Yeah, it is pretty racist. I get called a something lover all the time. Word I can't say on stream. Again, if you replace this with any common American protected ethnicity or a popular one, if you make it white at the top and loves KFC at the bottom, or white at the top, loves tacos at the bottom, loves ramen at the bottom, it's so blatant. How the fuck, man? And Hassan still didn't get banned. Like, the people at the panel got banned for participating in a panel. You know they had to show to Twitch staff and have approved before they could host the panel.
How Arab are these Twitch streamers? Hold on a minute.
Like, just imagine that. Like, imagine filling out the paperwork, doing all the stuff needed to plan the event, get your props approved, get the stage. Like, they did setup and everything for all of this. Like, they knew, and everyone was like, it's okay. And then you immediately get thrown under the bus. Like, how are they still on Twitch's side? I don't understand. I don't understand.
Hummus. You know,
they were told they were good.
Gaslighting me. Haven't Jews been gassed enough?
Oh my God, Ethan!
Understand what a microaggression is, but you can't understand why a Jewish man might be uncomfortable with this. I feel like this is indefensible, blatant, obvious anti-Semitism, and this.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
To appear on their main stage.
Right, it's greenlit by them. God, I'm glad he called that out.
Sponsors too.
Yeah, greenlit by them, and then ban the people they greenlit.
Racial tier list was brought to you by our sponsors.
Like, they should be mad at Twitch and calling them out.
This is an example of Twitch management elevating a racist nobody like Frogan at the detriment of their own company's well-being. Why? After the predictable controversy this caused, Dan Clancy, the CEO, went live for the first time after 2 weeks and did an FAQ.
It's
oh God!
To be here, Mary, thanks for having me.
Here comes his cringeworthy damage control.
We have a lot to talk about, and looking forward.
Yeah, the thing we have to talk about is how you're fucking up as CEO.
They got. This person asked, do you plan on addressing the anti-Semitism problem? Dan's response, permanent ban.
Wow, just banning anyone who's asking about it.
On your website. Good question.
It's some hardcore gaslighting. Just pretend it didn't happen. Literally sweeping it under the rug.
Man. Why the fuck is the
Holy
CEO banning people for asking?
Yeah. And why is no one else in chat just... Everyone in chat should start asking, what are you going to do, ban the whole chat? Like, that's what should have happened.
In a mean way. You are banned, just like the entire country of Israel. It had just been discovered around the same time as this Arab tier list that Twitch had secretly, without announcing it anywhere, banned the entire country of Israel from creating new accounts. This was enacted right after October 7th.
For clarification, new verified accounts. So you could make an account, but you would have to verify it before you could do certain things. So they'd be like limited accounts. Like you could still make new accounts, but the verification system, like phone verification and email verification, they originally said it was only the phone verification, but then you find out through support that there were people who were trying to verify their email and they couldn't do that either. So verification was being blocked. But being able to make, I mean, we're splitting hairs because that's their cope. But being able to make a new account that's unverified means that you can't stream and earn money. And that was the point. That was the point of the ban, is we don't want any streamers from that region who can basically act as opposition to Hassan. And we definitely don't want them earning money. Yeah, that was the point. But the cope is, no, they could still make accounts. Yeah, but they couldn't fucking stream and earn money. They couldn't do what we can do or what any other country can do, what Hassan does. They can't make a living defending themselves from his propaganda. That's the point.
And it continued on for a year. And if you're wondering how you didn't hear about it before, it's not because the Israelis weren't talking. Here's the top Israeli streamer's video about it, which is entitled, Twitch does not want Jews on their platform. He explains that they slowly started to realize no accounts could be made, and him and his fellow Israeli streamers were causing a lot of noise to get noticed. But Twitch completely ignored them for 5 months. When he created a support ticket with Twitch, it was straight up deleted with zero explanation. Around the end of the year, when people started talking about anti-Semitism on Twitch, Dan Saltman discovered the Israel ban when he was sent the code proving the block happened, presumably from someone who works at Twitch, and it could no longer be ignored. Israeli and American media started to pick up the story, which finally forced...
Yeah.
He also explains the...
You gotta get the media involved, man. That's the only way you're getting their attention.
Happens to be Global Jihad Day, when Islamic terrorists call on others globally to act, which he thinks is an odd coincidence. They were never notified in any way, and it greatly affected their business. He says he doesn't feel
their
safe
ability to make money.
in power, as he feels he can no longer trust.
Basically demonetize an entire country.
It gives you a generic error message. It doesn't say anything to suggest that you're ineligible.
Oh, and yeah, you didn't make it clear why you can't sign up.
Wrote to Twitch customer service, this is what they said. I am really sorry that you are having issues creating an account. We have reviewed your case thoroughly and can confirm that unfortunately you are not eligible to create a Twitch account. As a result, we will be closing your case at this time.
Not eligible, why? Yeah, like you answered no questions.
Terrible explanations on Twitter that were immediately community noted.
How can...
Immediately, yeah, community noted. Good, fuck this guy.
Then, on the other hand, say it was an accident and they didn't know. This is all very...
They vetted them thoroughly by accident. We didn't know. We didn't know we were vetting them thoroughly by accident. What?
Israel has completely flatlined. You're telling me that you guys didn't notice that. That's impossible. Then, at the same time...
Yeah, like those numbers would raise an alarm.
And the little Houthi twink terrorists were all unbanned and they could stream again on Twitch. This is like the holy trinity of anti-Semitism.
So guys, yeah, we're back on Twitch. Welcome.
Yeah, and then you unban the white supremacist. I know he's black, but he's a white supremacist. So is Sneeko.
And we're back.
I know, it's weird that the brown people are white supremacists, but yeah, they are.
Be mad, guys, because we are back in the house. They can't stop us.
And they stopped you. They did stop you.
All 3 of the accounts were eventually rebanned. But the decision to unban those 3 creators at that exact time, and being 3 of the best known anti-Semites on the internet, seems to clearly be trying to send a message.
And then
I'd agree with that. A lot of people say that it wasn't, and maybe it was just some rogue employee, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not buying any of that. It was intentional. It was 100% intentional, and it was to send a message. They always meant to reban them, but it doesn't matter. It was to send a message, and message received loud and fucking clear. You can't convince me otherwise. There is no way. Like, I'm sorry. This level of incompetence would be fucking criminal from this country to make this many mistakes. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I will believe malice before ignorance on this one.
Of policy and community guidelines was previously fired from her job.
Especially because of shit like this.
By the British government. Why? She does not like the Jews.
That's right. Their head of trust and safety was previously suspended from her job at Ofcom for being too anti-Zionist. And guess where her very next job was at? That's right, Twitch TV.
Apparently she was posting pro-Hamas tweets only mere days after October 7th happened.
That's so interesting. It sounds just like someone else we know. It's almost like supporting terrorists is institutional. Hell, it might even be a prerequisite. Take a look at this tweet from Twitch's senior manager of inclusive marketing, Bridget Chermating, on October 12th. People are posting screenshots of them donating to Israel relief funds. Shake my head, y'all are truly rooting for the oppressor. Read a damn book. This tweet was made only 5 days after the October 7th massacre. The donations she's criticizing would go to families like this, if they were still alive.
Jesus Christ!
In cold blood by Hamas terrorists on October 7th. Bridget, who did these little girls oppress? How can you act so high and mighty for your cause and be so callous and inhuman for the innocents on the other side?
Because they don't view them as people, because they're racist.
Marketing. Is that some kind
That's the cope.
Is this what inclusion looks like at Twitch?
Is it really crazy at this point, after all this, to say that Twitch has an anti-Semitism problem? I think it would be harder at this point to argue the opposite.
Oh, Bridget, one more thing. Sorry, I forgot. Can you tell me the answer to this riddle? What's the difference between a Boy Scout and a Jewish kid? I'm standing by. Let us know.
Oh, yeah, I want to hear the answer to that riddle.
From 2011. This one, however, is from 22. Sarah Silverman tweeted out, Kanye threatened the Jews yesterday on Twitter, and it's not even trending. Why do mostly only Jews speak up against Jewish hate? The science is so loud. Bridget said, this was the energy I was around when I worked with 2 Jewish women in social impact, who were both senior to me. She's trying to make Sarah Silverman seem like some kind of Jewish Karen for caring about anti-Semitism. I wouldn't really care about any of this.
If she wasn't the head of fucking diversity at Twitch, what the fuck is happening here?
This is insane.
So with people like her decide
yeah, it's pretty blatant
and isn't okay on Twitch, there's no surprise that you end up with these extraordinarily uneven enforcements of the rules.
Take, for example, this clip of the streamer Destiny, who was permanently banned for what he said here.
It's not that community.
Yeah, how the fuck did this equal a permanent ban?
Like, it's to the risk of me, like, ending up getting, like, perma-banned and my life destroyed because of these, like, inbred fucking disgusting losers is, like, it's just not worth it. It's just totally not worth it.
And, okay, you know...
They definitely did that out of malice, simply because he said the risk of me getting banned isn't worth it. And then they banned him for the thing he said during saying the risk of me getting banned. I'm sorry. All he did was say inbred. That's ridiculous. This is all just because Hassan didn't like him. You can think what you want of Destiny given his recent controversies, and you'd be right. But that was unjust. Hassan's done 100 times worse, and he's probably done the same thing that Destiny's done. I know he's used the term inbred multiple times before. Definitely has. Like, that clip was nothing. Like, I already covered it once on my stream. Like, it was nothing. That's it. That 10-second clip is what got him permanently banned from the site forever. The way they enforce their rules. Amaranth, like, nip slips, and then that one girl had sex on camera. He's showing terrorist propaganda, gets no ban. Those girls get, like, I think, like, the shortest ban, like, in history was one of Amaranth's, where she had, like, a nip slip or something, and it was a 7-hour ban? Like, not even a full day? Destiny used the word inbred once. Permanent ban. Make it make sense.
No, fair enough. If you're going to be consistent with the enforcement, then,
Let's have a friendly place.
Yeah, I'd be fine with it if they were consistent.
A minority group.
I mean, I'd still think that that's a bullshit reason to get permanent ban. But if you're consistent with it, hey, fair enough.
Okay, has anyone else done that?
The Jewish KKK brigades out there, just a bunch of fucking inbred hicks. Imagine.
Of course he did it.
Most inbred.
Oh, he did it a lot.
White supremacist guy you can imagine.
Of course he did it a lot.
Every week there was another fucking psychopathic settler, inbred fucking douchebag. Oh, these inbred fucking douchebags in the background, dude. A nation entirely comprised of messianic, inbred, ultra-orthodox psychopaths that these inbred don't understand. Educated, inbred, fundamentalist hicks.
Calling us in the middle of campus, calling us inbred, that we have no culture. One of them grabbed my friend's Israeli flag in the middle of campus, carried it to a mob by the gate.
Yeah, he did it a lot.
Angry mobs outside of campus.
Untrained, inbred asses shipped into southern Lebanon, telling us that we are all inbred and that we have no culture.
You want to...
God, I hate that fake laugh.
Inbred.
The clips are... And that's not necessarily the algorithm.
There we go, more of that propaganda.
Hassan, a non-Jewish person, is referring to Jews as inbred consistently.
Inbred, ultra,
constantly, even.
Zero punishment. Hassan interviewing a Houthi pirate.
The Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
Zero punishment. Hassan watching terrorist propaganda with zero critical commentary.
They do musicals. They're very musical people.
They're very musical people.
Zero punishment. Hassan threatening a sitting congressperson. This one actually blew my mind. When I saw he tweeted that, I said, he's done after this for sure. For sure he is.
For those that may not recognize this weapon, I'll explain. Shinzo Abe is a former Japanese prime minister. He served from 2012 to 2020. He was assassinated in July of 22, in a stunning fashion that left the Japanese public horrified. He was killed with a makeshift weapon that the shooter had built himself at home. So when Hassan saw this tweet that he didn't...
Yeah, he tweeted out the schematics for the gun that was used to kill an actual person.
To someone in his fan base.
In response to a politician. How does this alone not put him on a watch list?
Wrote a tweet he did not like.
Are you kidding me?
I do not know how he didn't land himself in prison for making...
Yeah, how is he not already on a watch list just for that?
Let the streets soak in their fucking red capitalist bloods.
And this isn't just a Hassan problem. It underscores a disturbing trend among leftists on Twitch. The problem is, if you can believe it, these people are frequently making death threats and facing zero consequence. I know it sounds far-fetched, but I assure you it's very real.
Listen, I'll up the number, okay? 30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear.
Bro, that Destiny guy needs to get
Yeah, they're literally putting bounties on people's heads. Like,
gonna fucking lie.
Yeah, I'll go back to the lobby. How is this?
It was so.
How are these people all not on a list?
We would have socialism now at this point, right? We would have socialism at this point if someone just went out of the way.
Had a bad match that match.
It would be so easy.
Thing that happens.
They had a good healer. I just couldn't kill anybody.
Shit, guys. If you live in Florida, I have an opportunity for you. If you want to earn $100,000, let me know.
Isn't this the shit that got the fucking Tiger King put in prison? Just like putting a bounty on Carol Baskin's head, offering money to have her killed? They've all done it. They've all literally done it. Openly, on a public platform, in a live stream. No bans, no law enforcement follow-up, no nothing. It's breaking my brain. How? How is Twitch as an organization not being watched at this point? Like, how are they alone not being invested? I don't understand. I don't.
Actually, Mike from PA, the dude that's stuck in the before image of a transformation store.
Jesus Christ.
3-day ban.
This man put a bounty.
The only one that got banned was that.
This man should not be getting a
future homeless man.
He should be getting a knock on his door from the FBI.
Yeah! Thank you.
For two reasons. First, to stop Hassan infiltrating mainstream media. Hassan has been welcomed by many mainstream outlets.
God, I hope that doesn't happen.
Friendly social democrat, as someone who's just trying to spread.
They've got to have one person on staff who's at least going to Google the guy.
That's not true. He is not.
Hopefully they see your video.
Or their ally. If you ever see Hassan rubbing shoulders with anyone from mainstream media, let them know politely, with all the civility in the world, what kind of person he is when he thinks mainstream media isn't watching. Help them understand that his name should be associated with people like Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones, other fringe, radical, political commentators. Number 2.
Or actual terrorists.
Twitch must be held accountable. Twitch has proven that it will not change by choice.
Like you need to put his name in association with the Houthi guy who is on the FBI's 10 most wanted list. Like he's straight up platforming one of the FBI's 10 most wanted. Like how that alone should throw up a red flag. So hopefully the mainstream media does have fact checkers. This is going to be the part of the video I don't agree with. So far, just fucking killer video. H3H3 is back, but I don't agree with calling to go after their advertisers. I know you got to hit them where it hurts. I know you got to hit them in the wallet, but there's way too much fucking collateral damage when you do that. Every streamer on the platform is going to be affected. You're talking about an adpocalypse. And as bad as Hassan and his little in-group is, and as much as they deserve it, you're talking about every streamer on the platform getting hit. And there's a ton of mid-level streamers that are almost at the point where they can make a living, like the dream is within sight. And I don't think it's worth snatching the dream away from all those guys who are just playing video games, just trying to make it, who've spent years grinding and getting there. I know what that grind's like. I'm not there yet myself. Probably never will be. But I don't agree in going directly after the advertisers. Now, that being said, I think all Ethan's doing here is just accelerating the inevitable. I think it's only a matter of time before one of them does something that gets the attention of the advertisers on their own. And if it's not one of the streamers, it's going to be Dan Clancy himself. Like it's a ticking time bomb. It's only a matter of time before the advertisers are like, okay, that's a bit much. Right now, they've turned a blind eye to it, but maybe they've turned a blind eye, or maybe they just don't look at the content on that site, or they don't invest. But it's only a matter of time before one of them gets some backlash from an employee or from mainstream media. Like, someone's going to take note, even if you don't call them directly. Like, it's only a matter of time. Ethan's just accelerating that time frame, which I hope it makes a difference, and I'm hoping there's not too much collateral damage in the process, but we'll see.
Moral imperative to enact that change through any reasonable means that we can. Samsung, Chevron,
yeah, don't call these companies.
Twitch has given them a lasting association.
They'll find out on their own, I promise.
With Arabs at the top and Jews at the bottom. These brands have every right to know, and they should. We all recall YouTube's adpocalypse. It happened when ads were running over ISIS recruitment videos, and it caused a brand exodus. The same thing is happening now on Twitch, but instead of ISIS...
Where's Daddy Amazon? I can only assume that Amazon is okay with this. Like, there's no way they don't know already. They have to just be okay with it. Twitch isn't making them money. There's got to be something. There's got to be another reason. They're either okay with it, because Twitch, like, if you look at their financial reports, Twitch has lost money for the last 6 years in a row. Like, they consistently lose money as a platform. If it weren't for the fact that they were owned by Amazon, they wouldn't exist anymore. So Amazon's continuing to fund them despite the fact the best I can figure is either Amazon's okay with this and they know, and this is also a problem at Amazon itself. That's the less likely of the two. The more likely of the two is that Twitch itself is just a way to funnel people to Amazon Prime. You get so many Prime perks and stuff, and the free content and games and shit, that's got to be driving enough Prime business sales and driving sales to Amazon's platform outside of Twitch, that they're fine with Twitch losing them money. Like, I'm just thinking about it like a businessman. Okay, we'll lose a little money over here, but it boosts our revenue over here. And it's another perk we can add to this list to make sure that everybody and their mother's on Prime, so that they don't jump platforms, so that they have a reason to stay subscribed. Because even if you're not shopping on Amazon, you're going to keep your Amazon Prime subscription because you want the in-game drops. And gaming's a multi-billion-dollar business. That alone is probably driving a bunch of Prime subscriptions. I'm guessing like they probably weighed out the two numbers and said the amount of money we're losing on Twitch is outweighed by the amount of extra Prime subs we're getting from people wanting the Prime drops. And there may be even some people subscribing to like Amazon's Luna service or whatever. I don't know who's using their cloud gaming service, but it's got to be somebody because they keep it open. It's probably just a business decision, and there hasn't been a big enough backlash yet from the media for them to actually feel forced to act. Mainstream media is going to have to get a hold of it, and it's going to have to become like a big deal for Amazon to finally have to step in and do something. I don't even think losing advertisers is going to do it because they're already losing money on Twitch. So losing advertisers, I mean, it means losing more money, but I don't know how much money they're making off those Prime subs. It's got to be a lot.
It's the Houthis, Hamas, and Hezbollah. Dan Clancy's refusal to moderate extremists is the only reason for any of this. He is the sole person to blame. He had so much.
Yeah, I'll say worst case for Amazon is if it does blow up like this, they're just going to clean house. They're going to fire the CEO. They're going to fire that whole trust and safety team. They're going to bring in new people. And that's going to be their way of washing their hands of the situation. We're good. We're good now, right, guys? We fixed the problem. We found the problem. Right now, they are, I think it's one part they're checked out. They're hands off, so to speak, because they don't want to like implicate. They want plausible deniability. So right now they're hands off and they're waiting for it to blow up so that when it does, they can be like, oh, we didn't know. We let them operate independently. But if this is how they're going to operate, I guess we have to step in. We're going to restructure the company. Yeah, and then they're going to like give some PR statement, fire a bunch of people and fix it. They're just waiting for their moment to do that. They're going to let that ship sink, and they're going to see how far it can take them before they have to step in and actually do something. Right now, it's not costing them any extra money other than the money that Twitch already loses. But it's getting them a bunch of Prime subs. It's pretty much on autopilot. They can be hands off and just wait for... They're just basically leaving them enough rope to take care of themselves. That's my prediction, is if advertisers do start pulling out and the mainstream media does start covering this, that Ethan's video's already got almost 6 million views. So maybe it'll get enough attention that it'll start getting covered. No, it's got almost 3 million views. That's the number of subs he's got. Okay, so it's got 2.5 million views in 7 days. It's got the potential to go mainstream and have the mainstream media cover it. And if that happens, maybe Amazon will step in. But if they do, it's going to be with the we didn't know mentality. That's my prediction, is that they let it all happen right now because they're making money. And the minute it starts costing them too much money, or I would say bad press is probably more important to them than money, then they'll step in and just fire a bunch of people and restructure, maybe rebrand, the site and give it a makeover and everything so that, see, look, it's under new management kind of thing. So that's how I think it's going to end. That's probably the best case you can hope for. And hopefully not too many regular streamers who have nothing to do with any of this shit. All the people that are just playing games, the reason the site was invented. Hopefully not too many of those people get caught in the crossfire and not too much collateral damage is done. That's like best you can hope for at this point.
How many opportunities to stop this? Ultimately, after dedicating months of my life to creating this video, I am left with one overwhelming conclusion. Fuck this dude.
Yeah, it's a hell of a way to end the video. Yeah, fuck him. I was going to cover the responses and everything, but I think that's probably where I'm going to call it for tonight because it's almost 4 a.m. Oh my God. Yeah, fuck him, dude. Just Jesus H, tap dancing Christ. I think Ethan's video did a good job of showing you just how deep that fucking rabbit hole goes. It's not just Hassan. It's from the top down to Hassan. And the fact that the CEO, I think he's even a moderator in Hassan's chat, but the fact that he's an avid Hassan watcher and fan to the point that he is abusing his power at CEO to force his employees to sing happy birthday to a streamer they probably don't give two fucks about. Why are we singling out this one streamer? When Ninja was at the peak of his career and he was the top streamer on the platform, for a minute there he was beating out Hassan. Did they give him a happy birthday video? They gave Amaranth a happy birthday video when she was at the top? Dr. Disrespect before he fell off? No other streamer has gotten the treatment that Hassan has got. Not even remotely close. It's so fucking blatant. The favoritism's insanely blatant. I don't know how. Once you see the corruption from the top down, you sound like a conspiracy theorist until you start pointing it out and can show it. It's kind of not a conspiracy. It's just out in the open. The real conspiracy to all this is, why has Amazon done nothing? My answer is going to default to what it always is, which is money. And I got to guess it's those Prime subs. Man, I want to see the numbers on those Prime subs now. So I know like what number Twitch has to hit before Amazon steps in. Like at what point does this thing become more trouble than it's worth? And do you clean house and get rid of management? Because they're not going to get rid of the platform. The platform's got too many users. Those users are generating Prime subs. At some point, you're going to have to clean it up. And I'm wondering, like, which one comes first? Is it going to be loss of money? It's probably not loss of money. It's probably going to be the advertiser thing. It's probably going to be advertisers pulling out or the mainstream media covering it. And, like, you got to do one of those hearings in front of Congress where the CEO or a bunch of people are getting questioned. That's what I want to see. I want to see Dan Clancy doing one of those hearings like Mark Zuckerberg and them where they're in front of Congress answering those fucking questions. And then they start asking them about the terrorist propaganda on their site. Like, I'm hoping the FBI is working behind the scenes right now, putting stuff together. And then they're going to call that CEO in. Because the whole purpose in those congressional hearings is they're not criminal things. Like, no charges are ever filed. It's just to basically put on a public spotlight on it, is basically. And that's the worst kind of public spotlight. That's the best you can hope for, is that something like that happens and not just CNN and mainstream media reporting on it and then a bunch of advertisers pulling out. The worst thing that they want to happen is the best you could hope for, which is government intervention. And I know that they all hate it. The right side's going to hate it. Like, a bunch of people hate government intervention, but this is the one time I would say government intervention would be just a poetic end to this era of Twitch, where Dan Clancy's going to go before Congress have to answer all those questions, and then immediately after, Amazon makes a statement where he got fired. Hassan got banned. They ban all these streamers. They fire the trust and safety team. They fire Dan Clancy. They put in a new CEO. They restructure, going back to our roots and our gaming roots, and then they're going to focus on gaming because that's the safe PR route. Just delete the politics section entirely, like they did with the fucking gambling section and the fucking pools and hot tubs. Yeah, like, that's the best that you could hope for. Does Twitch integrate with the home Wi-Fi network? What do you mean? What do you mean? Does Twitch have the ability to read your home Wi-Fi network? I mean, maybe. Everything on your home Wi-Fi network is like going to be needed to get on the internet. Whether or not, I don't think it can see your individual computers. I'd hope they don't have tracking cookies like that. But then also, I mean, do you got Alexa in your house? How many Amazon products you got? I don't think Twitch is doing anything that sinister, though. Like, I don't think it has anything to, like, I don't care. I don't even think Twitch cares about the viewer. I don't think Twitch cares about the viewer experience at all, or what you guys are doing. It's just Dan has a hard on for Hassan. Oh, some retarded senator asked TikTok about that. Oh God, yeah, I remember that. I completely forgot about that shit. Does it integrate with the home Wi-Fi? Yeah, everything integrates with the home Wi-Fi network, you dumb old fuck. Yeah, but that's what I want to see. I want to see them ask Dan Clancy those questions. There's really dumb questions. Because when it comes to the tech side of things, they're going to be dumb. If they let, like, head of the FBI step in to ask questions or something, and he's like, so this was on your platform. Because you remember what congressional hearing was it where they played, like, a fucking Sneeko clip? That's what I want to see, I want to see them playing fucking, like, Hassan clips. Or just fucking play the H3 video in Congress. That's what I want to see. And be like, so can you explain that? Can you explain that, guys? Can you explain that, Dan? Can you explain that, Dan? And just put him on blast in front of everybody. Like, that's the best that you could hope for. That would be so fucking awesome. Yeah, that's the clip. Does it connect to the home office? Senator, sir? Yeah, I remember the whole TikTok thing, which eventually led to a TikTok ban that Trump orchestrated and then opposed the ban he orchestrated and undid. I don't have a whole lot of faith in our government at this point either, so I don't know, like, what happens from here on out. I don't see anything happening until a change of CEO. Change of CEO and a change of the trust and safety team. And I'd even go as far as to say ban the politics section entirely, or all the big political streamers. Like, you're going to have to ban Rogan. You're going to have to ban that entire inner circle of propagandists. I would say that a new CEO would be brought in. The best thing they can do is that new CEO could refocus the site and make it about gaming again, especially with, like, the new generation of consoles like Switch 2 and, you know, PS5 Pro. Well, PS5 Pro is already out, but, like, new hardware on the horizon. Put the focus back on video games for a while until the dust settles, and then you can reintroduce those sections. Same thing they did with gambling. Same thing they did with the hot tub streams. They took those sections away, waited till everybody got used to them being gone, and guess what? They're back on the site now. They're just not as popular as they used to be. That's what you do with the politics section. You take it away, because Twitch don't care about the viewer experience. It ain't about us. Twitch is the only platform now, live streaming platform, that doesn't have basic features at this point. Kick, YouTube, and Rumble all have better bit rates, better quality video. You can do beyond 1080p. You can do 1440, much higher bitrate streaming. I think Twitch caps theirs at like 6. You can do like 30K. Like 6 caps theirs like 6,000, and like YouTube caps theirs like 30K or something ridiculous. Yeah, like they have better quality streams. They have the ability to rewind streams to see something you missed. They have less ads. Like Twitch is the worst viewing experience. It's just the best chatting experience. The only reason everyone's still on Twitch is for Prime and the chatting experience. They don't really give a fuck about you, the viewer. Like they care about you, the chatter, because they want to keep Hassan's chat happy. That's what it is. They want to keep people engaging with their streamers, but they don't really care about the viewing experience. Do you really need to see Hassan's face in 1440p? Because he's the only streamer they give a fuck about. God, I'm so glad somebody put what a big piece of shit he is on display. Someone other than Destiny. Destiny and Dan were doing a pretty good job. Dan Saltman, not Dan, the CEO of Twitch. Destiny's co-host was doing a good job. Dan was doing a good job of highlighting all of this stuff and leading the charge until we found out that Destiny's a fucking gooner sex pest, and now no one cares what they say anymore. Despite how right they are about this situation, it's too late. Destiny is he's just got to step away from streaming stuff and focus only on politics now, because no one gives a fuck what you have to say about anything else. He is streaming directly to his audience and no one else at this point. He's gonna get no crossover, no more Pierce Morgan appearances, no more of that shit. So yeah, he's out of the picture for the time being. You might as well just ignore him. So we're kind of on our own with the fight on Hassan. It's a good thing Ethan has stepped up to the bat. Hopefully it'll end in Hassan getting banned. Like, I do want to see Twitch clean up its act. I remember when Twitch was about video games. We fought back hard against the Boombie streamers, taking views away from the, like, we've seen Twitch arc after Twitch arc of Twitch getting further and further away from gaming, and we fought back every single time. And now the dream of becoming a gaming live streamer is killed because Twitch was the best place to do that, and now they don't give a fuck about it. So maybe we can go back to those glory days. If you are a Hassan viewer, just stop watching him. Go watch something else, okay? You just get your head out of the sand, get your head out of his ass, go watch something else. I ain't even gonna say go watch another political streamer. Just touch grass. Leave politics alone entirely. That shit'll rot your brain. Let smarter minds and people in charge handle that shit, and just back off for a little while. Take a breather. I'm not saying stop the fight for whatever cause you think you're fighting for. Just take a break from it. Play some video games. Relax. I promise you these problems will still be there in a few months, and not a lot of progress is going to be made, even if you were still fighting. The resistance can do without you for a couple months. Take a break. See how this plays out, and then come back. Maybe Hassan moves to YouTube. Maybe moves to Rumble. Thanks for watching this video, guys. We'll cover the... stay tuned for a part 2 video, because I'm going to do a follow-up where we cover all the responses to it. We'll see the nuclear fallout from Ethan Klein's content nuke. That was way longer than I thought it would be. My God, did he pack the information in tight. That is a lot of shit to go over, and I have a feeling he left a lot out, so there's probably still more to discover. I'm going to go looking for old Hassan clips. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Check out the socials above my head. I'm Deathwitch on everything. I try to post these videos as often as I've got a highlight to post. I don't do it every day anymore. It's really hard to keep up that schedule, but I do stream every day, roughly 11 p.m. Eastern. Follow me on Twitter to see when I go live. Join the Discord to get in on the community. Drop me some clips, you know, keep me informed on the news, or just talk about video games. A lot of stuff there. For now, though, that's going to do it for this video, guys. I'm going to end my stream and go to bed. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.